The following podcast is a next level production.
Welcome to Wilhelm. I am your host, Ben Beck, and this is our first episode of the 2023 season. I took a little bit of a break towards the end of the year last year, but I'm so excited to be back with all new episodes. And this being the first episode of the year, it's only appropriate that we do this again. This is the best of 2022. That's right. My guests and I are going to reveal and discuss our choices for our top 5 favorite movies and top 5 favorite television series of the past year, which brings me to my guests. They are both returning guests to the podcast and two of my favorite people to podcast with. Excuse me. First, he is the creator of the Podcastica network of podcasts, which includes its flagship show, The Walking Dead Cast. And she is also part of the Podcastica network, having co-hosted the Dragoncast podcast, as well as being my co-host on the returning We Have to Go Back Lost Revisited podcast, now just simply called the Revisited podcast. I feel like podcast is becoming a very popular word already just in this intro. Please welcome Jason and Kristen.
Hello.
Yay, hello.
We by the way, we don't have a podcast called The Walking Dead Cast.
No, it's now called the Cast of Us.
And you're on it.
And I am on it.
You are on it.
And
very
is
good.
this I'm well, first, thanks for inviting me.
Yeah.
I'm stoked to be able to do this. I'm excited to talk about, it's always fun to talk about your favorite kinds of things, especially movies and shows. But I also wanted to ask, have you always been on YouTube with this show, or is that a new thing?
It started towards the end of last year. So the last 2 top 5 episodes we did, one with Mark and Steve, we did the top 5 favorite episodes of Community. That was the first episode to launch on YouTube. And then we did, I think we did horror movies with Jamie, I think, and that made it up. And then 2 of the celebrity conversations I had, Josh Robert Thompson and Mitchell Whitfield, are both on YouTube as well.
I mean, I have this urge to save the Wilhelm guy. I could just hold him and he won't be falling.
You can catch him as he falls.
Buddy. You don't need to scream. It's okay.
For those of you confused as to what Jason's talking about, you need to watch the YouTube video of the podcast. So I figure this is actually really appropriate to you two being the guest because loosely connected, Jason, as you mentioned, the Cast of Us launches weekly coverage of The Last of Us. January 16th is the first episode of that, which I'm a part of. And then Kristen, you and I are relaunching and going back to talk about Lost.
Yes,
you have to go back.
We do. Yeah. No, we really do, though.
I tried to avoid saying that because it seems like it's becoming a pun at this point. So yeah, I'm pulling for like the next couple months. I'm pulling triple duty between Wilhelm, Cast of Us, and Revisited podcast, but I'm incredibly excited.
I'm so jealous that you guys are doing Last of Us, but I'm going to be a listener feedback person, and I'm going to be listening every week. I'm really, really excited.
Yay.
I'm so excited for that show.
Yeah, I'm incredibly excited too.
I am not a game player, but I am totally into that world. I love that world and that universe. I just keep dying, so I stopped playing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope the same thing doesn't happen to Pedro Pascal in the show.
Well, I'm not running his game, so that's the only reason why he probably lived through it.
It would be interesting if he dies and then he just starts back up 10 seconds earlier.
It just starts back up from a checkpoint every episode.
Yeah.
That would be a really good parody movie, like Scary Movie or something, where it's like Game Movie or something, where like the characters keep dying and then they keep like coming back up with bars over their head or something.
A health bar or
right.
like weapon upgrades and things like that.
Yes.
So we'll talk a little bit more about The Last of Us, though, because we'll spend a couple minutes on some things we're looking forward to for 2023 as well. But let's get right to it. Let's dive into some of our favorite movies and television from 2023 or 2022. We're going to reveal our top 5 as we go from 5 to 1. Neither Kristen or Jason, we haven't revealed any of our choices for top 5 to each other to not influence each other. And of course, because we're talking about these things, if you haven't seen them yet, there's always a possibility of spoilers. And please just keep in mind as you're listening, these are all just the opinions of us. These aren't definitive lists of what is the best of the year. These are just favorites, and that's why we've chosen them as favorites.
Mine's definitive.
Yours is definitive?
Those
Okay.
are
It's
the right
definitive.
answers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All the movies that I see.
And the funny thing is, too, like knowing both of you, I can pretty sure I can figure out one or two that are on your lists. I just don't know where they place. But
I want to know what you thought after, if you were right or not.
Write it down.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that as we're talking. I'll write down what they are. I think I know Jason's number 1 or number 2, and I'm pretty sure I know Kristen's number 1.
Because I didn't know.
I'm confident.
You know my number 1 for TV, just like the rest of the universe.
Oh, maybe I don't know.
I think I know Jason's number 1.
Movie or TV show?
TV show.
I don't think you do.
All right.
I know Kristen's number 1 show. I will write it down, and I will show my prediction at the end. And I think I know.
I have no clue of either of yours.
I'm writing down. I'm writing down.
I didn't think it was going to come to this, but okay.
And
I like it.
Then,
Can't wait to see.
Yeah.
You're
and
right.
I think I know a show that will fall in Jason's number 1 or number 2 spot. I could be completely.
You may be right about my number 2, but shows. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know.
Movies, I have no idea.
Actually, you may
because
be
there's
right
like
about the
thousands
show.
of movies.
That's kind of why I like it. I kind of like this. But I have my prediction for Kristen, and I have a prediction for Jason, and they're written down. I will not touch them. All right.
Put them as hermetically sealed envelope, like Johnny Carson.
Like Johnny Carson. So yeah, and the other thing I'm going to do too is if you happen to fall upon number 1 of mine that's in my top 5, I'm not going to say it until it's my turn to reveal it.
Okay.
So it's up to you guys if you want to do the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think it just makes it more fun.
Mm-hmm.
But let's kick it off. We'll start with movies of 2022. Number 5. Jason, why don't you kick us off?
Okay, my number 5 favorite movie of 2022 is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Oh,
It's a good choice.
I liked more than most people. I think it got lukewarm reaction, but I was just thrilled to see the inventiveness of the multiverse, especially that one scene where they went through all the different like robot verse and everyone was like cubist, and then they were all paint blobs. That was really fun. I love seeing Mr. Fantastic. How much are we spoiling with all this stuff? By the way,
it's full spoiler. I mean,
Okay.
we put the warning at the beginning, so if people are missing it.
Professor Patrick Stewart, and that Sam Raimi, legendary Sam Raimi directed. I loved him, and he's one of my favorites. So they had some real cool Sam Raimi with skeletons and freaking zombie Doctor Strange and spirits going around laughing at people and stuff. So I don't know. I just really, really enjoyed it. I mean, the story was kind of flawed at points for sure, but overall, I very much enjoyed it. Me and Kirk did like a 3-hour Walking Dead cast on it.
Oh, wow.
I think 2.5 maybe.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was that long. I know I'm with you on that one. There were a number of that movie gave me a lot of geek out moments. You mentioned Patrick Stewart, and one of the coolest things, I kind of had a feeling Patrick Stewart was already going to be in it, but what really got me was the quick little X-Men animated series music that played in the background as he was coming on the screen.
And then he went into like the astral plane which he did a lot in the comic, or like the mindscape kind of a thing. Professor X does that a lot in the comic, where he's walking around in the like psychic mindscape. So I enjoyed that. And then of course there was Captain Carter, who first appeared on the What If series. That was pretty thrilling too.
Yeah. And I mean, and Krasinski was another absolute geek out moment for me, because I've been on that wagon for him to be Mr. Fantastic for a long time. So even if we don't get him in the Fantastic Four movie, we got him for a moment. And that's,
I mean, I think he was in there because fans kept saying they wanted him. And so this was their way of placating us a little bit. I kind of doubt he's going to be the main Reed Richards. But yeah, it was great to get him at least here if that's all we get. Yeah, we'll see.
Kristen, we're not ruining anything for you, are we?
No, I saw that movie in the theaters. It was awesome.
Okay.
I was just letting you guys talk because I've agreed with pretty much everything that you've said so far. I thought it was visually stunning. I think I would have had it on my top 5 had I had not seen it with the kids, because it played like kind of a horror movie at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
And I just like, the kids were so excited because we love Doctor Strange. And so we sat down and watched it. And Danny's just looking at me like, are we allowed to be here? Dave pulls out his phone in the middle of the theater to make sure it's still rated like PG-13. He's like, no, it's not R, it's good. I'm like, okay. So we should probably watch it again, like at home and not at the theater. And like, because I loved it. I thought it was great. But I do remember spending a good chunk of time going, oh, the kids are okay. Because they're just kind of looking at it like, what the fuck is happening right now?
and also just seeing the Scarlet Witch turn evil, that had to be kind of shocking for kids.
Well, we saw WandaVision, so we kind of saw that morph into what it was. So it wasn't a surprise to see her that way, but I did love how Doctor Strange was able to, really see how much she was hurting, and I thought that was really nice. So
yeah. And the other thing, my final note on that is that you mentioned Sam Raimi directing that movie, and one of the nods that Sam Raimi puts in every one of his movies and projects is the Oldsmobile. So of course I was on the lookout for the Oldsmobile. Yeah.
And Bruce Campbell, of course.
Well, and Bruce Campbell playing
as the hot dog
street vendor,
pizza ball guy or whatever.
Yes. Of course he had to show
in the
up
face repeatedly.
Of course he had to show up. And I honestly think that Bruce should be the new Stan Lee. Like, just put him in all the Marvel movies going forward in some kind of little cameo. Kristen, how about you? Your number 5.
So my number 5 is actually a movie that I saw this morning. I thought it was fantastic. And it was Glass Onion. I had such a good time watching this movie. The first one I had a really hard time getting into. The first Knives Out movie, I was just kind of like, okay. And I wasn't removed enough from Chris Evans at the time to kind of go the direction that the movie went. Because I was just like, no, Chris Evans is Captain America. He's my hero. Like, he's not allowed to wear evil turtleneck sweaters, And then we get to this
I bet
movie.
that's why he took the part.
Right, right. Yeah. Which I appreciate, but at the same time, I wasn't ready. Right. But this movie, I love the cast. I loved, has everybody here seen it?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I loved the twist in the middle of the movie. I personally didn't see it coming that Janelle Monáe was going to play 2 different characters. Totally didn't see that coming. I thought it was great. I loved kind of the fact that it was bring down the shitheads, and they were all such terrible people. It was just really fun to watch. And I love a good mystery. I like it when I'm surprised because I feel like I'm not surprised a lot. So it was really good. And it was written and directed by Ryan Johnson. Sorry, I just had to say that. That was for Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan and James. I love this movie. I especially, the more I think about it, the more I appreciate that the crux of the movie, this whole Glass Onion thing, is about how something seems complicated, but it's actually not. And that was the key to the mystery. And it was Benoit Blanc's Achilles heel, that he just couldn't solve stupid things. And but it was also part thematically of how we build these certain types of people up in our culture now, these sort of faux celebrity types. And we ascribe, like, we give them all this power and authority and intelligence. We ascribe that to them for no reason. Like, it's not. And so all that fit together really well and elegantly in a way that I thought was super satisfying.
100%. I liked it that it turned out that, oh my gosh, I just finished watching this movie. Oh, Miles. Yeah.
Edward
How
Norton.
Miles ended up just being this like dumb guy, like he's made of nothing. He's kind of an accidental billionaire. He just hitched his horse to the right person, Andy. And then, it's so funny how when billionaires who can buy anything, when their life starts to unravel a little bit, you can see how the dominoes can fall and everybody can go away. And it was a really, I loved the movie, and I love the fact that, I just love the fact that, like you said, Jason, it was very, very simple, but it took you on a few different paths to get to that simple answer. And when the red envelope was behind the Fibonacci sequence, like, I'm just like, yep, that's great. That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to jump in and say that Glass Onion was also my number 5.
Oh, good.
So it kind of works out the tail end of it too, because like you, I will say too, as somebody, I've seen the movie twice, and Glass Onion is even more fun the second time around.
Oh, I'm sure.
When you see all the clues right there in plain sight, as Benoit Blanc says, like everything is in plain sight. And when you go back and you rewatch the movie for a second time, he's not kidding. Like everything is in plain sight as you're watching this movie.
I kept wanting to rewind it.
From like the fax machine in Lamar Odom's character's office in the beginning of the movie to like just everything is there. And I love how complicated some things seem to be when they're so simple, as you mentioned, Kristen.
Yeah.
Because even in an interview with Ryan Johnson, they were taking like fan questions, and somebody said, "What exactly is a glass onion?" And Ryan Johnson said, "It's an onion made of glass." Next question.
Lots of layers, but they're very transparent.
Yeah. And one of my favorite parts of that movie too, I mean, other than you, like you said, the twist in the middle of the movie with Janelle Monáe playing 2 different characters. One of my other favorite parts is the fact that when Benoit Blanc is going through, other than the fact too that he solved the game that Miles put together before the game even started, he knew what the game was.
He goes, "Are we playing now?"
and then just goes off on everything about how the answer to his game. But towards the end, when he's going through revealing everything, and he comes to the realization, he's like, the one bit of flair that you had, and you stole it from me, because he gave him the idea of turning off the lights and putting a gun on the table. So, but it's such a fun movie.
You stupid dumbass. Like, that's what it just should have been at the end.
Yeah. And it's such a fun movie. It's a fun ride, start to finish. I think I really enjoyed Knives Out, and I'm pretty sure Glass Onion is better in my opinion.
Think so too. I thought so.
Yeah.
So, and I'm really excited for the third one. I'm really excited for the next one.
I love the fact that they had Hugh Grant in there, but he was also like, it was very clearly the pandemic, and he has his like sourdough starter in his hand, and he's got a hair full of flour.
Well, not Hugh Jackman. Hugh actually came out and said, because they asked him about the relationship between that character and Benoit Blanc, and he's like, "Oh, they're married."
Yeah.
So, which I mean, you can kind of, it's not instantly revealed
in your face, but it seems pretty clear. Yeah.
But they're like, no, they're married. Like they're very much married.
I loved the pandemic like sprinkled in there, with, and how you can, I told Dave, I said, you can really tell everybody's personality just by the masks that they're wearing and how they're wearing them. Yeah. Like Kate Hudson had a clear
it was like
mask
mesh.
on. It was like a mesh mask.
Anything.
And then Catherine Hahn's character had like the mask that kept going down, and like her face and her nose were all exposed, but the mask was technically on. I just loved it because I could tell everybody's personality just by the way that they wore their mask. So it was fun.
Or not. Yeah.
Right, sure. Right.
The nice little cameo from Ethan Hawke was fun in there as well.
Yeah.
Being the one who apparently Miles is just so rich that he has a vaccine or a cure for the pandemic and just doesn't.
Or it was
give
horse
it to anyone.
Tranquilizer or something.
It could have been that as well. So yeah, fun ride. I'm really looking forward to the third one as well.
Me
which
Absolutely.
Ryan already said he's halfway through writing it. So
I hope Hugh Grant has an even bigger role in that.
I do too.
I hope he has lots of sourdough or has opened a bakery now or something.
Well, he needs to have the full, baked bread and have it come out really good.
And I will say my final note on that too is I will have Benoit Blanc's swimsuit by the end of the summer.
Oh my gosh,
that swimming outfit was fantastic.
with the what do you call it? The kerchief, but it's called something else.
Ascot.
Is that what it is?
Oh, I don't know.
He had the cute little kerchief.
Number 4, Jason.
My number 4 is Everything Everywhere All at Once with Michelle Yeoh. And it was crazy premise for a movie. It was like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness meets indie movie. And, the synopsis: when an interdimensional rupture unravels reality, an unlikely hero must channel her newfound powers to fight bizarre and bewildering dangers from the multiverse as the fate of the world hangs in the balance. That does sound like a Marvel movie, but really what I loved about it is she plays this middle-aged Asian woman, and she's like wondering if it's all about what could have been, which is a great theme for exploring different realities. And it was exciting and unique and visually amazing and incredible and well acted. And I particularly loved that they picked this unlikely character, this middle-aged Asian American woman. It just made it really, really interesting. And to give that kind of a character who in a movie like this doesn't usually get the focus, to have the focus and see where this crazy multi-dimensional movie would go with that kind of an unlikely character. I thought it was really satisfying and fun.
Yeah. I mean, and the rest of the cast is just as good as Michelle Yeoh too. Jamie Lee Curtis is fantastic in that movie.
Yes.
It was great seeing Ke Huy Quan come back,
short round
acting again. Yeah,
I was like, I know him from somewhere, but
and Data from the Goonies.
Well, and that's what I told Dave. I said, he sounds like Data from the Goonies, and he goes, well, let's see who he is. He goes, oh my gosh, it is Data from the Goonies. I was like, I did it.
I could not figure out who Ke Huy Quan was, but when I looked it up, I was like, oh yeah, because he's, you can't think of an older man as a little kid.
You call him Dr. Jones. Yeah, I
loved that movie. No, I loved that movie. Loved it. So just as an aside, if it's on our list, do we talk about it later or do we talk about it now?
You could talk about it later.
Okay. I'll talk about it later.
Yes, because I will also say that is also on my list, but we haven't gotten to that spot yet. So, all right. Yeah, cool. Then Kristen, you're number 4.
So my number 4 was Bullet Train.
Such a great
I didn't
movie.
see that.
That movie, it stars Brad Pitt, and the short of it is basically he is some kind of smash and grab guy or criminal of some sort, killer, I don't know. But he's getting back in the game after having some sort of a mental breakdown. And he's got this therapist that he has been going to for a really long time, but he's about to get on this job and he has this woman in his ear the entire time that he's talking to. And so it's kind of fun to watch him narrate with this invisible person as he's going through, but he has to basically get on the bullet train in Japan, grab a briefcase and get off at the next stop. That's literally the job. And
it never happens.
It never happens. Well, so there's like 6 stops on the bullet train or something like that, and it spans through all of Japan. And there's just, to me, it played a lot like old school Quentin Tarantino, that there were all these little stories, like 4 Rooms or Pulp Fiction or Reservoir Dogs. There's all these little stories that kind of center around the same basic plot, and it doesn't really come together until the very end. But it's done in like a very unique way.
It's literally like a live action anime.
Okay, yeah,
yes,
it's
that's
fun.
Basically
it's
what it is.
Bloody. It's like it's almost campy, but it's so
the fight scenes are fast paced.
There's
and humorous.
It's really fun. It's like you kind of, and that's kind of like the theme of what I'm seeing with what I did with movies and TV this past year, is that 2020 and 2021 were so freaking heavy for, I think, all of us, that I just gravitated towards anything that looked fun this past year. If it didn't look fun, if it didn't look like it was going to like be something that like put a smile on my face, I wasn't even going to go near it. And so Bullet Train really kind of filled that need for me, because I love super violent movies. but I also love comedy. And Brad Pitt right now, like this part of his career, he is nailing everything that he's doing. Like I would watch him read the back of a cereal box right now. He's so entertaining. So I highly recommend it to anybody that hasn't seen it. He makes the movie.
He's kind of had that comedic edge for a while now, but he's really putting more of a focus on it lately with Bullet Train. And I heard he's great in Babylon. Like, I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard like he's incredibly funny in Babylon too.
That's on my list of things to see for sure.
But I mean, like Burn After Reading, he's fantastic.
He is.
And that's more of a comedic role that comes to a very shocking end. There is, of course, like the Ocean's movies. He's very straight-laced, but he has some comedic elements to him. So yeah,
but this one
kind of had it for a while.
This one though, it's just it's almost like with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he was hilarious in that movie, you know? So I think Sobriety agrees with him. I think that he's doing a lot better work in all of the movies that I'm seeing him in. I think that since becoming sober, he's just gotten so much better as an actor. So
I wouldn't be surprised. I think, you can feel more of his nuances and things like that. In his acting, you know?
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite elements too about Bullet Train is, which it's on my honorable mention, so it's not in my top 5, but one of my other favorite elements of that too is the fact that Brad Pitt's character is both there to do a job, but also wrong place at the wrong time.
Like the whole movie, he's in the wrong place at the
because
wrong
he's and this is a big spoiler. I'll try not to spoil too much because Jason hasn't seen it, but like he's
Screw
there
the listeners.
He's there to do the job, but he's also filling in for another person who was supposed to do it.
He's filling in for Carver.
And when you get to the end of the movie, the short little cameo of who Carver is fantastic.
Yes. Oh,
and also
I have
the
to go
cameo
back and watch that again. It was so good.
And also the cameo of who is the voice in his head.
You know what? And the whole movie, you're like, I know who this is. I know the voice. Me.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we got that answer though, because it was going to bug me. And I was like, I'm not going to go to IMDb while I watch this movie. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to sit here. And I love the 2 brothers. I thought that they were wonderful. And father and son, you know, that whole story. And and then who ended up being the bad guy, like the actor that played the bad guy. I believe that he was uncredited because I didn't see him in the beginning credits of the movie. So
yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me if they're uncredited.
Yeah.
So that's a good choice though. Yeah.
Yeah. Great movie. Lots of fun. If you just want to kick back and watch something like not too deep, but really fun, that's my pick.
Nice. My number 4 is one that just recently came to video on demand. I missed it in theaters, but I literally just watched this 2 nights ago. My number 4 is The Menu.
Is it good?
It's so good.
Just yesterday, Eric asked me in chat, have you seen The Menu? And I'm like, no, but can you just tell me the specials?
and like it's so like it's similar to Glass Onion in that there's not a likable person in this movie, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 characters. But Ralph Fiennes is amazing in this movie. Anya Taylor-Joy, I love her in everything that she does, and she's phenomenal in this movie. It's just, I don't want to say too much because neither one of you have seen it, so I don't want to ruin anything.
I want to see that. Short. Yeah, that's second recommendation in 2 days.
Yeah, but it's so much fun. It's weird. It's on
HBO Max, right? I think it is.
I think it is on HBO Max now. Yeah. Yes, it is. It's on HBO Max now. It's a ton of fun. It's so intriguing because you keep watching the incorporation of food and celebrity chef to horrible people and why they're there. It's just there's not even another movie I can compare it to. Like, that's the kind of movie that this is.
Oh, man.
That's awesome. When you
can watch that. I wish I would have watched that. I bet it would have been on my list.
And it's so much fun. But yeah, my number 4 is The Menu. So, and
it's
I'll
on
keep
my
it at that.
I plan to see list.
I'll keep it at that since you guys haven't seen it yet.
Awesome.
Jason, number 3.
My number 3 is Glass Onion, which we already talked about. The one thing that maybe we didn't mention, I just loved how ridiculously ultra rich the cast was that made the first Knives Out almost seem kind of low rent in comparison, because it was just so over the top. and I love just like they have a robot dog, and he's got Paul McCartney's guitar, and he just kind of throws it down, just
Liberace's piano.
Yeah, all that. He's got
and the Mona Lisa in the living room. I did find out that you just reminded me about this, but I did just find out an interesting tidbit about it. There are actually Daniel Craig is not the only reoccurring character in both movies. There are actually 3. One of them is in voiceover only. The second character is the guy that plays the freeloader on the island.
Yeah, although he's
Daryl.
a different character in the first movie.
Well, yeah, he was one of the detectives who worked with Benoit Blanc in the first one. But the other one who works in voiceover only is actually Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, he says dong.
He's the one that says the dong on the hour.
Who did he say that he got to compose the dong?
Philip Glass.
Yeah.
Or Phil Glass, I think he said.
My favorite scene was when all the glass sculptures just started shattering.
Smashing.
And it was awesome. It looked so fun to do. That's when I said this movie was probably really fun to make.
I think the scene I laughed at the most was when everything was blowing up and she was running towards the Mona Lisa and he was chasing after her. Mona Lisa's playing in the background. And there's that scene where she just reaches for the button and he just flies behind her in slow motion, completely missing her.
It's like,
yeah. And he's just got that goofy look on his face. And I think I laughed the hardest at that the entire movie.
It was so funny.
All right, cool. So, Kristen, you're number 3.
My number 3 is probably an unpopular opinion for a lot of people, but I don't care. And it's Fantastic Beasts: Secrets of Dumbledore. I love anything that is Harry Potter related. Anything. I don't care what it is. Throw it at me. It's Harry Potter. I love it. But I really do love the Fantastic Beasts movies as well. And I think that the second one wasn't so great. So a lot of people just went into the third one saying either I'm not going to watch it or I'm going to hate watch it. And I thought it was fantastic. I thought that, who is it? Mads Mikkelsen, is that his name? Who plays Gellert Grindelwald, was just such a fantastic casting. I wish that he was cast from the very beginning.
Was he the one that took over Johnny Depp's role?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I don't think Johnny Depp was right for that role. I mean, I appreciate that he was in it in the beginning, but this role was totally made for Mads Mikkelsen, and I'm probably saying his name wrong, so I apologize. But right. Jude Law as Dumbledore, as a young Dumbledore, is also perfectly cast. Eddie Redmayne as his Newt Scamander character is also really great. I love the story. I love the fact that they really intertwine these animals and the story of Dumbledore to keep it kind of loosely related or loosely tied to Fantastic Beasts. But what they really want to do is they want to tell Dumbledore's story. And, I thought that being a J.K. Rowling, a J.K. Rowling story, they still went with, Gellert, Grindelwald and Dumbledore as past lovers, and they used to be in love with each other, and they have this like unbreakable vow that they can't fight each other. And, that was it was played out really nicely in flashbacks. Did either of you see that movie?
I haven't seen it. I've seen the first 2. I haven't seen the third one yet, but like you, for some reason, I just haven't had the opportunity to sit down and watch it yet. And I think partly because I wasn't crazy about the second one. I did enjoy Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
The second one was just, the story was so disjointed, and there wasn't I've watched it about 3 or 4 times and I still couldn't tell you the full story, and I think that that's the problem, is they overcomplicated the story in the second one. And the third one, it seems like they really try to iron out all those inconsistencies, and they make a really, really good story. It was a beautiful story. And I really, really hope that they make another one to conclude it, because it needs it. You need that final battle between Dumbledore and Grindelwald, because that's how Dumbledore got the Elder Wand. That's how, a lot of Dumbledore's legacy came to be, was that epic battle. And if we're not going to get it in the third movie, we need to get it in a fourth or a fifth movie. So I'm hoping that it's made.
There was originally supposed to be 5, weren't there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the franchise kind of dwindled out after the second movie. So I think they were hoping to revive it in the third movie. But, fan bases like Harry Potter, Star Wars, Game of Thrones, blah, 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 they're all so toxic. So if everybody, if one person says that they hate it, then a lot of people are going to say that they hate it. And, places like Reddit and Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that, they're going to kill a franchise very, very quickly. So we'll see.
Yeah. I've never been like that. I've never bought into the toxicity of fandoms. I mean, I know there's a lot of controversy going on with J.K. Rowling and the support of her and the franchise there, but I still love that world, so I don't divert away from it.
Right.
I mean, you've
already
invested the money in the movies and the books, so just enjoy them while you have them for what they are.
100%.
But also, I mean, if there's any one fandom I would be toxic against, it's the Twilight series, which I've been from the start. So I think that just means that, you're a smart, educated human being. So. Excuse me to all the Twilight fans. I'm so sorry. No, it's fine. It's been long enough.
But that was my number 3, was Secrets of Dumbledore.
Nice. I guess it's mine. My number 3 is a movie that I was so patiently waiting for. And when it premiered, I couldn't wait to go to theaters to see it. And I absolutely loved it. And I've watched it 2 or 3 times since then. My number 3 is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent with Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal. This movie, I mean, you want to talk about a movie that is a ton of fun. You have a actor who kind of slips between A and B movie actor constantly in his career and is totally fine with it. He does it purposely, but you have him playing himself in a movie, which I don't even know if you can arguably say it's a very exaggerated version of himself. I think it's really him. Like, I think he's just totally being himself in this.
He might be toning it down a little.
Maybe actually toning it down for the movie. But then, like, after the movie was made, like, seeing interviews with him and him saying, like, out of all the movies he's made, this might be one of his personal favorite movies he's ever made. I mean, and after you watch the movie, like, I need more Pedro Pascal, Nick Cage buddy movies, because the two of them together were hysterical.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
I mean, there's a scene, and I won't spoil too much about it, but there is a scene where they're going to town to look for something, and they happen to take LSD before they go. And the whole time they're in town, they think they're being spied on and chased. And they're not at all. So it's them like,
I've been there.
They're like looking around corners. They're climbing over walls. They're like thinking like they have to sacrifice themselves to get to different places, like over a wall that's literally 4 feet off the ground. It's like, it's hysterical, and it's so over the top, and it's so much fun that there was no way this movie was not making my top 5.
It was a bit meta too, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Being him playing himself and trying to find that great role and everything.
Yeah.
Which I like. I always like that when they do stuff like that.
I mean, and it's great because I mean, basically the premise of the movie is that he's looking for roles because nothing of them seem meaningful. Pedro Pascal is this big, rich, kind of drug lordish guy who hires him to bring him to his birthday party. And this guy happens to be a huge fan. Like, he has an entire room in his villa that is nothing but Nicolas Cage memorabilia, like the golden guns from Face Off. And
Nicolas Cage at first is kind of like, all right, I gotta fucking take this, and then he ends up like buddying up with the guy.
Yeah, he ends up becoming really buddy with the guy. Yeah. It's just a ton of fun, and I highly recommend it to anybody who's either a Nicolas Cage fan or a Pedro Pascal fan, because they're both.
And if
fantastic.
you're both, then you're golden.
Yeah, it's a golden opportunity.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Number 2, Jason.
My number 2 is Barbarian. Did either one of you see this?
No, I need to
Those,
see
No,
it.
this is not
the
the kind of
trailer
movie
scared
Kristen was
me.
looking
No,
for. this
no,
year.
no.
Stay away. Yeah,
So
the
feel
trailer
free to
scared
spoil
me
the shit out of that movie.
too. And so it's about this young woman who arrives at the middle of the night in the dark in this really sketchy neighborhood at her Airbnb, but she's fiddling with the lock, can't figure it out, and then she sees a light go on in the house, and she's knocking on the door, and it turns out there's somebody already there. It's Bill Skarsgård. Is he the one that played
Pennywise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's there already. And he's
Of
like,
course he is there.
I already got this place. What do you? And she's like, no. I booked this place. And so she shows him on air, and he's like, well, why don't you come in and we'll figure it out? And it's like the director said that he wanted to make a movie where a character ignores a lot of red flags just because of the tension of it. And she did. I mean, she was worried, but she keeps doing things that you're like, what the hell are you doing? And so and he's like trying to give her a drink, and he's like trying to give her wine, and you're like, I don't know, man. And then like she's in bed and the door opens and she's not sure, and she goes out and he's laying on the couch, and she's like, did you open the door? And he's like, why are you waking me up? So it's like, what the fuck is going on here? But then you see someone like go through a door in the hallway that's not him, and there ends up being this like sub basement with a like stone tunnel. And I don't want to give away too much more, but it just gets crazier and crazier as it goes along, and you're wondering what the hell is happening. And it's also unlike anything quite I've ever seen before, so it kept my brain kind of switched on trying to figure it out, and it just gets more and more messed up. And by the end, it all makes sense. It's a little hokey, but it's worth it for just the tension that it lasts through the whole thing. And the acting was really good too. It was a simple movie, but it was this guy's first movie.
Kristen's already more tense than anybody.
Zach Kreger.
Just looking at her, listening to you describe
It's
it.
crazy. And then
Because as you're explaining it, I remember the trailer, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
this is the scariest trailer I've ever seen.
One of the scariest moments is the house is a cute little house, but when she looks around, she sees that every other house is like dilapidated and probably abandoned in the neighborhood, and it's like, what the hell is going on here?
That's like the house that we stayed at.
I was just
I thought about that.
In
We all
Atlanta.
stayed in a house just like this.
It was like and everything else was like grown over, and it looked. And you're like, I'm gonna die this weekend.
We're just gonna stay huddled here together.
I was just thinking about that too. I know I wasn't there, but I've heard the stories of that house.
was really nice, but the rest of the neighborhood looked like a post-apocalyptic nightmare.
And like I'm not the biggest horror fan. I like horror, but I haven't watched as many lately because I realize, I don't know, I'm more sensitive to discomfort. Like air travel scares me more now than it did when I was a kid too. But so I'm a little more sensitive with horror movies than I used to be, but I think this is not like the scariest of the scary. It's pretty scary, but like, I don't know. I don't think it's like top level scary. I could be wrong. I don't know. I also once, my friend's daughter was like, is this hot for some Chinese food? And I was like, no. And then she ate it and started crying. And I was like, oh God. So who knows? But anyway, sorry about that, Samantha. But, anyway, Ben, I think you're going to love it, and I'd love to know what you think after you saw it. Kristen, I don't know. Maybe you should watch it.
You know what? I mean, the trailer scared me so bad that I was just like, even if it isn't that scary as they did a really good job basically giving me the middle finger. Like,
well, I saw that trailer because I went to see Nope, Jordan Peele's spaceship movie.
That's another no for me.
And there were like 5 or 6 horror movie trailers leading up to before the movie started, and I was sitting there in my seat going, I'm feeling kind of traumatized right now. Like, I'm not ready for a horror movie. I'm ready to go home after this.
You have sweaty palms, and you're like,
the movie hasn't
your
even
soda's gone.
Exactly.
You're already through all your popcorn because the whole time you're just sitting there like
yeah, totally.
Kristen, we're going to see Nope. Do you want to see it? Nope.
Nope.
What's the title again? Yeah, that.
Yeah.
was a weird
Yeah,
movie.
I haven't had the chance to see it. I heard a lot about it though, because Justin Long, who apparently is in the movie as
He's
well,
in it. Mhm.
was promoting the hell out of it. Like he was doing a bunch of different podcasts, like Doug Benson's podcasts and such, and he was promoting it. And like even Doug Benson, who's huge into movies as well, was giving the movie a lot of praise. And so it's on my list of movies I actually wanted to watch before we started recording, and I just never got the opportunity.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I
it's on my
recommend
list
it.
to watch. So, Kristen, number
So-
2.
My number 2 is actually Everything Everywhere All at Once. I thought it was so good. One of the main thing that I loved about the movie was that it was this woman who was saving the world, but really she was saving her family.
Mm-hmm.
And every universe has her looking for the same thing, which is, her daughter. She's looking for her daughter. She's looking for her husband, and she has all of these different universes that she's like popping in and out of. But what's interesting to me is that she's just trying to find that harmony in the chaos of her life. Like her whole life is chaos in all of the universes that she goes to, and it's not until the end that she realizes, that loving love and kindness and just embracing her life and who she is and where she is. That's what kind of gives it that stability at the end, and where she really starts to appreciate where she is and who she's with. And I just, as somebody who has really complicated family past relationships with both of my parents, I was just like crying, like freely sobbing in the last half hour of the movie, because I just thought it was so beautifully done. Because, as a mom, and this is just totally from my perspective, and what I love about this movie is it's kind of like an art piece. It's just everybody probably has got something different out of this movie, which I think is really great. And for me, it was, this mom who's just trying desperately to connect with her daughter, to run this business. She's turned herself completely off from everything around her in her main universe. And then as she expands and she experiences more and more, it's just like she keeps coming back to her daughter, and her daughter is the main antagonist. But at the same time, she's not the antagonist. She just wants a connection back with her mom. The daughter wants a connection back with her mom. And I just reconciled with my mom about a year ago, and it's been this beautiful relationship for the past year with me and my mom. And I just saw so many layers of that in this movie. And I was an emotional wreck at the end of the movie, but I thought it was just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
You just saw it, right?
I did. Yeah. It's been on my list all year long. Everybody's been saying, you have to see it. You have to see it. You have to see it. And I finally just said, I'm doing this podcast. I have to sit down and watch this movie.
That's good. Yeah. Gave you an excuse. Did your family like it?
Dave loved it. Yeah. Dave thought it was great. At the end, he was like, that was a beautiful movie. And I think it really it was really thought provoking. Like we kept coming back to it. Like after several hours, we'd come back with a new thought or a new scene that we really liked. And I love those movies that stay with you for a little bit, that you just keep thinking about and picking over in your brain for a little bit. I think that those movies they end up being like my favorite movies in the end.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's
For
it.
sure.
That's a great choice. I mean, and it's fair to know that it's the one movie out of every movie we've mentioned so far that's ending up on all 3 of our lists.
Mm-hmm. I hope it wins Best Picture.
So
I really hope it wins Best Picture.
Is it up for? I don't think the nominations have come out yet for the Oscars, but I think it's
up
on
for
the short
Golden
list.
Globes. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
up for Golden Globes.
Well, I think it's shortlisted for the Oscars too.
I bet it
means
will be. Yeah.
It's most likely
Yeah.
going to be nominated.
I hope so. The daughter was amazing in it.
I think that even James Hong, who's done more movies and television shows than you can count as her father, is like he doesn't say much, but like even his role was just like pivotal and fantastic.
Somebody interviewed Jamie Lee Curtis and was like, "Did you gain weight for that role?" And she said, "No, I just stopped sucking in."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yes, that's awesome."
It's fantastic. I guess that brings me to my number 2. My number 2 is a movie I did not think, if you would have asked me if it would make my top 5 for the year, I would have said no before I saw it, and then I saw it, and I was blown away. My number 2 is Top Gun Maverick.
Nice.
It is. There are people who are huge fans of the original, and I will admit I enjoy the first movie. I think it's definitely overhyped. I don't think it holds up well. The first movie. I have the first movie, yes. Although I do have mad respect for Tom Cruise, especially now later in his career, the more stuff that he's doing on his own, because I think he's just absolutely insane. Especially like the Mission Impossible movies and the stunts you see him doing now, like, are ridiculous. But I got to go to an advanced screening of Top Gun. And I was like, all right, like, I'll go. It's not costing me anything. I'll go. And there were times when I say I was on the edge of my seat, I was legitimately like, I would stop and look and be like, oh yeah, I'm like halfway up the seat right now. Like, I was legitimately moving up in the seat in anticipation and excitement of some of the sequences in this movie. And it plays out so well. Like the sequences are fantastic. The story is amazing. It plays absolutely the best and right notes on the nostalgia, meaning it doesn't overplay it and make it seem like it's all about just reliving the glory of the original movie. It plays where it needs to play, and then it lets it be, and it tells its own story as it goes on. Miles Teller is fantastic. John Hamm is amazing. Seeing Val Kilmer come back in the limited capacity that he did was fantastic. It's just, I remember being just absolutely blown away by seeing that movie and enjoying it so much more than I was anticipating, that I knew, it's on my list for the year.
They kept pushing it off because of COVID. Mm-hmm. They would, instead of releasing it to streaming, and I had a gut feeling that meant that they knew they had something good on their hands, and then when it came out, it was a huge hit, and I think it might still be in theaters. Like, that's so rare these days.
Well, it just got unseated by Avatar as the number 1 movie of the year. Most money. Right.
The original Top Gun was my first date. I saw that on my first date, and the date was horrible, but I enjoyed the movie. And but I'm not like, these days, Top Gun isn't my type of movie that becomes my favorite or anything like that. But I liked it a lot. I really liked it a lot. It almost went on my list, actually. And I thought it was so simply done. It was like exactly the right thing to do to make the perfect sequel to the movie. It was like the platonic ideal of the sequel, Top Gun sequel. And one thing that really stood out to me, was Jennifer Connelly, who's super hot.
Yes,
but
agreed.
Also, that when I was sitting there and the theme song came on with the dong, that bell that they ring or whatever it is, I felt so much of a surge of nostalgia hearing that. It shocked me. Like, I didn't realize how nostalgic I would feel. I was just like emotional hearing that, which seems so silly to me, but it was cool.
I totally get where you're coming from, because I was the same way. Like, I was sitting the screening that I went to, it was one of those new, like, the Dolby theaters where like the seats shake with bass. Mm-hmm. And talk about a movie to watch in one of those kind of theaters, because I had never been in one before, so I didn't know what to expect. So I'm sitting in the theater and I hear that dong when the first credit comes up, and I was like, I felt the same way. I was like, wow, like, I'm getting kind of chills from hearing that.
Exactly, yeah.
And then the very first scene is the blast of the jet engine, and my whole seat starts shaking. I was like, what is happening?
You didn't know?
I didn't know that's what happened. I was like, holy shit, like,
we're taking off. Right, oh my God.
And it was like, I think that probably added to the viewing experience, but I've since watched it since it's been on VOD, and I felt the same way watching it on VOD at home. Like, it's just it fit very well. And one of the things I did like about the movie, Kristen, I know how you feel about Tom Cruise. I don't know if you've seen Top Gun or not. Have you seen Maverick at all?
I don't watch Tom Cruise movies.
That's what I thought. So it's okay if I talk about this little part.
I don't care. I'm just listening.
one of the things I thought was absolutely great about the movie too, like you see movies all the time where they tease the main character might die and like whatever, but they do that in Top Gun, and it's believable. Like I'm honestly thinking, I'm like, oh my God, Maverick is literally going to sacrifice himself so that they can survive, and you honestly believe that's what might happen.
Well, they killed Goose, so of course, anything can happen. And
Goose wasn't the main character.
But the one reason why I wouldn't have thought that is because it was such a huge hit, and I could just feel that people, oh yeah, I love that movie, and people don't ever feel that way when it's sad at the end. You can kind of get the vibe of it, but I don't want to take away from what you're saying. I mean, yeah, like. When you're sitting there in the theater watching it, you might feel that way for sure.
For that moment in time, you're like, oh my God, like this might actually happen. He might actually die. But all in all, it was a fun movie. And like I said, I was very blown away by how much I ended up enjoying it.
Cool.
So, but that leads us to our number one picks for favorite movie of 2022. Jason, you're number one.
You didn't have a guess for movies for me, just shows?
No, just for television.
Okay. My favorite movie of the year was the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
That was so good.
It's short,
it was
but it's a movie.
It's a movie. It counts.
Good.
Yeah.
I almost put that on my list. I was this close.
I mean, it's silly, but I mean, here's the synopsis. Drax and Mantis get Peter Quill a Christmas present, right? That's pretty much what it's about.
Yeah.
And I loved that Kevin Bacon did such a freaking amazing job in it.
Introducing Kevin Bacon.
That was awesome.
Bacon. And I like that a lot of it was Drax and Mantis because they make this great comedy pair. They're so funny together. And man, I almost got to do a panel with her, but she canceled out on
that was a bummer. I was looking forward to that, one, for meeting her, and two, I was looking forward to you doing the panel with her too.
I had a lot of good questions. It was visually cool, great music, give you the warm fuzzies, and funny as hell. And man, it's on Disney Plus, so if you haven't seen it and you want to have a feel good movie, even though Christmas is over, I would recommend checking it out. I think it's like 45 minutes long, and it makes me even more eager to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3 coming up in May.
Yeah.
Well, and if you do want to see Guardians of the Galaxy in May, you kind of need to see the holiday special because there is a big piece of information in there.
There's a big plot twist that happens at the end of it. Yeah, that is kind of pertinent to the third movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to watch it. And it's written and directed by James Gunn, the man himself. So, yeah.
Well, at first I thought it was going to be animated, and I'm just like, what are we watching?
I know. with Yondu.
Yeah.
Well, all of that with Yondu, I thought was very touching. Because Yondu is a character I've grown to really absolutely love, not just because of the fact that I've shared the stage with Rooker a number of times already, but also in the fact that like when he makes the ultimate sacrifice at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, like I cried. I freaking bawled my eyes out in the theater at his funeral, at his like Ravager funeral.
What
at the
a
end of the
great
second movie.
funeral. Mm-hmm.
And seeing Kraglin like get excited at the Ravager showing up, like I still get choked up when I watch that movie. But then they do the beginning of that movie and you're like, wow, like Yondu's kind of a dick. And then it's revealed again towards the end of the movie. It's not exactly as it seems, and it's very touching and it's very moving.
Very Yondu.
Yes. And even the whole plot thing, which I won't spoil, but the big plot that's revealed at the end of the movie with Mantis and God,
Quill.
why can't it? And Quill, yeah. Like I don't know why his name blanked. That made me cry.
Me too.
Like that got me choked up and made me cry. Yeah. And it's like, like it's everything you want out of a Christmas special for something that comes out of the holidays. It's characters that you're familiar with, and it's that good, warm feeling that you want when you're watching a holiday movie. You get it all wrapped into one with some amazing music too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I like it that Groot's a little older too.
Yeah.
Because you look at him and you're like, oh, Groot, you look weird.
Awkward.
He looks like somebody in a suit this time. Like it doesn't look CGI like he has before. He looked almost like somebody was wearing a Groot suit.
It was a little different, yeah. But you go back to Groot before he was, blasted back into a little tree plant, and I think that we're just getting closer to that full size Groot, is just so weird because we've seen him as baby Groot and teenager Groot for so long, for a couple of years now, that you're just like, oh, Groot, somebody put some fertilizer in you or something.
He put some protein powder in his fertilizer as he was going. I'm really looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I know we'll talk a little bit more about that. But it's going to be a little bittersweet knowing it's the last one.
Yeah.
And we're actually
I'm getting the vibe that they're all going to die. That's what it feels like, because they keep saying, "Oh, this is our last time playing these characters" or something.
I think they said for a couple of them, it's the final bow for a couple characters. So Drax in particular is one of them.
Yeah.
Because Batista has already come out and said that like it's meant a lot to him.
It's his exit from the Marvel
but it's
universe.
his exit from the MCU. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see. James Gunn seems pretty positive about it, so I'm pretty optimistic.
Me too. Kristen, your number one.
It was Avatar.
Of course it was.
It was Avatar.
I should have made that freaking prediction. I should have wrote it down.
My goodness, it was Avatar. I went into it not knowing what to expect. And I'm recording on Avatar 2 later tonight with Wendy for the podcast. It's showtime, folks. And so I won't get too detailed in it. If you want to hear my thoughts, you can listen to that later. But to me, in the first movie, we're just shocked into this beautiful world of Pandora, and like, that's the movie, that's the experience of the movie. Right. But like, here we are almost 15 years later, and we're all used to Pandora now. And I think that the focus on the story, they focused on family, they focused on what makes a family, what makes your community. To me, it was so beautifully done. And the underwater element of Pandora, oh my gosh, was just stunning. I am a sucker for a James Cameron movie. I just am. I just don't think he's made a bad movie. And this one just didn't disappoint. The first half hour of the movie, I thought, oh no, they're going to repeat the exact same story. This is going to be so terrible. And it ended up taking a right turn and then another turn. And it ended up being this really beautiful movie. So I highly recommend everybody goes to see it, even if you're on the fence about it, which I know the two of you are.
Oh, I'm not on the fence. I'm safely tucked away in my house, not even close to the fence.
Have you seen it?
No. I have and I don't want to say too much because I don't want to knock your pick for number one movie, because you have a reason for it being your number one.
Yeah.
I have no interest in seeing it. I'm not a fan of the original movie. I've heard enough about the second movie that I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't need to see it. And then now even more so with the recent announcement of what the third movie is going to be about, I'm like, okay, so even more so Cameron cannot do something original with this movie, because now he's just biting off Last Airbender. Like people when he came out,
I don't
know
what Last Airbender is, so
it's the original Avatar before he took the name Avatar for the movie. There's a manga anime called The Last Airbender, which is like water and different elements that they focus on. So when Way of Water came out, people jokingly said, if the next one, guarantee you the next one's about fire, which means he's basically stealing from The Last Airbender. And it just came out that they're focusing on fire for the third one. It's like, okay, he's stealing from The Last Airbender.
I like that. It makes me want to see it even. It makes me actually kind of want to see it.
And if that is the truth, if there's supposed to be like 5 movies or something, it could be going through the elements of the 4 elements or 5 elements. Right. And I think that that's also really beautiful, because it's this whole world, and you do have to, you don't just live in the trees, then you go and you see what the water is like. Right. Oh, I'd love to live in the trees. But you go and when the family moves, they have to move for a reason. They have to move to a water community or reef community, and just seeing like the subtle differences in that community to make them who they are, and what they view as sacred, and where their Awa tree is. And I just, I love the fact that it teaches us to take care of what we have, take care of our planet. I think that those, especially when my kids are watching it, I like the fact that they're growing up with that foundation of this is what we have to take care of. But I also love the family aspect of it. And, I really, like I said, I really gravitated towards movies that made me feel a lot of joy this year. And that movie filled me with a lot of joy and love for my own family by watching this family go through what they did. So I loved it. I loved it, loved it, loved it. And if anybody is on the fence about seeing it, if you're a little bit closer to the fence than Ben is, I highly recommend you to see it. So
I'm safely sitting on my recliner watching something completely different from Avatar.
I can't wait to hear you and Wendy talk about it on It's Showtime, folks.
I mean, and
folks.
And I'm going to listen to the podcast just because I do want to hear your opinions on the movie. Again, just because I don't like it, I don't want to knock it and take it away from anybody who does enjoy those movies. Mm-hmm. And I firmly believe
and there are a lot of people who do.
There are. I mean, it made a ton. Like I said, it unseated.
It's at $1.4 billion globally.
Yeah, I mean, and even though I don't like it, I'm of the firm belief that you need to see a movie for yourself to make your own opinion on whether or not you like it. And there are movies.
Twilight.
Well, unless it's Twilight, then just don't even bother.
Or a Tom Cruise movie.
Well, see, like my feelings on Avatar, like you with Tom Cruise, like I gave the first Avatar a shot, didn't like it because I was watching Fern Gully. It's visually, the movies are stunning. I will admit that. Story-wise, they just don't appeal to me.
And that's why I told you this second one. I told you this before too. This second one, they really concentrated on story, and you can tell that they put a lot of work into the story this time because it was so much better than the first one. But I really thought that this movie was better.
But I've even heard from a number of people who have seen it who have said, like, visually it's stunning, but the story has no depth.
Oh, see, I disagree with that, but that's okay.
Yeah, so it's different.
I totally disagree with that.
And I might eventually see it again, just to say, like, hey, I might be wrong. I might actually end up loving the movie. But I will not go to theaters to see it. I'll wait till I can watch it at home.
And see, that's how I feel about Tom Cruise. I'm not going to give money to Scientology, but I'll probably see it like in my living room in a year when I have nothing else to do.
Yeah, got it. Which brings me to my number one. We probably guessed what it is at this point because I haven't brought it up yet, but we know it's on my list. My number one was Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's the movie that I knew. You kind of hit the nail on the head, Kristen, when you were talking about it earlier. Like, you keep going back to it in your head and you come up with different things about it. And I really don't know what I can add that hasn't been said already about the movie, but it's one of those movies that I've only seen it twice. But I knew from the first time I saw it, this is going to be my favorite movie of the year, like hands down, because it was a movie that I was so engaged in with, like, the action sequences and the fun fight scenes and the traveling through the multiverse and the science fiction elements of it, to a movie that by the end I'm bawling my eyes out because it's all about this connect. It's less about this travel between universes and more about this connection with a mother and daughter. Mm-hmm. That ultimately is what this story is about. Mm-hmm. It's just disguised in the first half of the movie in these action sequences and this what is happening. But when it's finally revealed at the end of the movie that that's truly what the story is, it's so emotional and it hits so hard that I legitimately was crying. I was like, I remember watching it and being like, why am I crying at this movie?
I was crying after the movie. It's just sitting there, tears rolling down my cheeks.
It's such a great and incredibly well done movie that I knew when we were doing this and I was putting this episode together and I was coming up with my lists, this movie never left. I've shuffled a number of movies and there are a number of movies in my honorable mentions that very easily could have been in my top 5. Everything Everywhere All at Once never budged from number 1. Never.
So good.
It's just an amazing movie.
Agreed.
So, but that brings us to some honorable mentions, which we can go through very quickly. We don't have to go into too much detail about these. Jason, what's one or two of your honorable mentions to kick us off?
I only had 2 total. One was Top Gun, and the other one was Werewolf by Night, also on Disney Plus. Also short, totally retro, cool, black and white monster movie. Really different than anything I'd seen before, and I thought it was pretty cool. I need to watch that again. I also had one disappointment. Should I save that, or can I say it now?
No, you can say it now.
The thing I was disappointed in was Wakanda Forever, which I thought was boring as hell.
Really?
Lots of speechifying, and they ruined Namor, I thought. And it didn't help that I was watching it with Nico, who was just like bored out of his mind to the point where he stopped watching halfway through and was just like looking around the theater.
It's in my honorable mentions for top movies. It didn't make it into my top 5, not because I didn't enjoy it, but I will say, and I won't say a lot because Kristen, I know you have not had the chance to see it yet. And it is coming to Disney Plus on February 1st, so it's coming very soon.
Cool.
But
if you want to spoil it, I don't care. There's really, I'm just watching it so I can stay up on Marvel. I don't understand the movie without Chadwick Boseman personally.
I will say it is a very beautiful tribute to Chadwick and the legacy that he left playing T'Challa, and that is one of the things I enjoyed about it.
Yeah, but I'll agree with that.
But one of the things that was very difficult for me is there are a lot of different languages in the movie, all subtitled in the movie, obviously, so that you can read them, and they jump around and are very quickly spoken. So it becomes hard to keep track of.
I'm like, am I just tired of superhero movies? And then I watched Guardians of the Galaxy again because Nico hadn't seen it, and we both loved it. I was so glad that he liked it. And I'm like, no, I just
that's one of your favorites.
Felt like a chore to watch most of this thing. And I know a lot of people like it, so I don't want to crap on anyone who liked it, but just for me personally, it's hard to get through.
Yeah. But I mean, but like stylistically, from the point of view of Chadwick Boseman, it's a very beautiful tribute to him and the legacy that he left. For that alone, it's worth seeing. But again, like the language stuff, I found a little tough to kind of keep track of. Maybe upon second viewing, I'll find it a little easier.
Okay.
But I did find it a little challenging the first time.
Okay.
So,
Kristen, you should turn the subtitles on next time.
That would help. Yeah. I think the theater forgot to turn them on. Yeah. What is happening? Kristen, honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions. I just have a few. Doctor Strange was one of them. Lightyear was another one. I really enjoyed Lightyear.
That's so much fun.
Lightyear almost cracked into the top 5. I loved it so much. And then this is a silly one, but again, family, warm-hearted. Lyle Crocodile. It was so good. I don't know what it was.
Was that a movie?
Yeah, it's a movie
based on the it's
based on the children's book. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was Shawn Mendes voices this singing crocodile, and oh shoot, I forget. Is it Javier Bardem that's in it?
I think it is. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
and he plays Lyle's handler or whatever, but he's like this traveling he's con man, basically magician, whatever.
It's Javier Bardem. Yeah,
this family moves into this house, and this family is just so disjointed, and it's a blended family, new mom with this kid, and she's trying to connect with the kid, and it's about how this family kind of becomes this one little unit through this singing crocodile. And it's just I cried, I think, way too many times for a movie throughout the whole thing.
I love that.
Oh man, it was just a really sweet movie, and I loved it. So
it's on my list to watch. I just haven't had the chance to do it yet, because I love movies like that, like movies that like I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I have like Blues Big City Adventure on my list to watch at some point, even though it's a Nickelodeon movie totally for kids. Like, there's a bit of nostalgia from Blues Clues that I kind of want to relive by watching that movie.
Right.
Especially knowing that Steve's in it.
I know. Finally.
That's why I want to watch it.
But if you just want like a silly movie to put on one day or one night where you're like, I don't really want to watch something too dark and twisty, like it's just good. It's good family fun.
Nice.
Had to throw in a family fun one in there.
Good. Any others on your honorable mention list?
No, that's it.
Okay.
I watch way more TV. Like my TV notes is just, I couldn't figure out what to do. So I've got a lot of madness on the TV.
I had to watch a couple of movies just right now, like you did, just to fill out. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't watch any movies this year. And then TV shows, I'm like, oh no, how am I gonna just keep it down to 5?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right,
my honorable mentions is like there's all this scribble all around. And
I have a bunch of honorable mentions for TV too, but let me knock out a couple honorable mentions on my end, and then we'll jump right into TV. Black Panther we mentioned already. Doctor Strange and Bullet Train we mentioned. Elvis I thought was really well done.
Oh, cool.
Nope, which we kind of mentioned earlier from Jordan Peele, I thought was excellent. And then 2 holiday movies that made my list. The first one being Violent Night with David Harbour, which was just a ton of fun. And the movie I've been touting off about since the first time I saw it is Spirited with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell. And I just recently realized why I love that movie as much as I do. For anybody that knows me, it's the people that did the music for that movie are the same people that did the music for The Greatest Showman. So that when I heard that, I was like, all right, now I understand. Now it makes a lot of sense.
I should have had Nope on my honorable mentions too. I enjoyed that, even though it was really weird.
I thought that was really well done.
Yeah.
That might be one of my favorite Jordan Peele movies.
How scary is it?
It's not.
Because I love Stephen Yeun, and I don't like it when I can't see Stephen Yeun.
I think it's
some
more
intense moments. Yeah.
Than scary.
But by the end, I think, I hope this doesn't give too much away, but to me, it felt similar to Jaws, where the beginning of the movie is scarier, but by the end, it has that bit of an adventure vibe to it.
Okay. And I prefer when scary movies are spoiled for me so that I can just relax through the movie a little bit.
I don't know. We should talk later.
Okay.
Jaws is actually a good similarity too, because very similar to Jaws, you don't see what's hunting you.
Yeah.
Until the end of the movie.
Have a Jaws vibe.
Which is kind of, Jaws, very Jaws.
And it turns out to be a shark. So there's that.
It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing. I mean, the number
right into
of
Sharknado.
I mean, Kiki Palmer saying we're going to need a bigger boat was just really, it fit.
I really think he was inspired by Jaws. I have that feeling.
All right. Well, that brings us to the second part. We're already an hour and 15 minutes in, but it's all right.
It's fine.
I knew this was going to go long because it's
We're very entertaining.
That's true. Yeah. Not an ounce of filler.
Right.
But that brings us to the top 5 favorite TV series of 2022. And by TV series, we all know this already, but to the listeners, this is any show that aired in 2022. It doesn't have to have premiered in 2022. So it could be like the 3rd or 4th season of a show. It could be anything at all. But let's kick it off. Jason, number 5, top 5 favorite shows of 2022.
All 5 of mine I have podcasts on. I would like to think that's because I pick shows that I'm really into, but also I know that when I podcast on a show, it can help me appreciate it more,
Yeah.
Because you really get into the details. That's neither here nor there. But my number 5 is Dead to Me, which is a Netflix show with Christina Applegate and Linda Cardellini. It just wrapped up its 3-season run. It's a dark comedy. It started with Christina Applegate's husband died in a hit and run, and then she meets Linda Cardellini at this grief circle, but then you learn Linda Cardellini's character had something to do with it. So there's a lot of twists and turns, and it's the best thing is the writing. It's snappy, clever, funny writing with real feeling characters. They do a lot of improv, so you get some really funny interactions with great chemistry between the two because they're actually coming up with it in the moment. And James Marsden plays a character in this, and you would never know that James Marsden is such a good actor. Like it's good for him that he got this role because you're like, oh shit, he can actually act.
Wait,
so
you mean you didn't like him as Cyclops in the X-Men movie?
I mean, he shows so much range in this, and it's Christina Applegate has multiple sclerosis, and it really hit hard this last year. So this is going to be her last thing she thinks that she'll ever film. So it was really touching. There were a lot of tears. I ugly cried watching this last season. So, and Jade and Penny and I podcasted about every episode on our podcast, Dead to Us. So that's on Podcastica. But I would highly recommend checking this out. It's like 30-minute episodes, so you can just watch the first one. You'll know whether you like it or not.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, Christina Applegate, I've liked a lot of stuff that she's done, and Linda Cardellini I love, and almost
they're so good together too. Yeah. They really are.
So I'll have to add it to my list of a show to watch. I've never seen an episode of it, but I've heard high praise from you and, like you said, Paid and Jenny, Jade and Penny.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jade and Penny. But yeah, like I've heard a high praise from a number of other people other than just the 3 of you as well. So
yeah,
it's one I know I'm going to have to get to eventually.
I mean, Jade was like trying to sell me on it. Like, we need a podcast about this, and I'm like, I'm busy. And then I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. And I watched the first few episodes and I was like, I actually love this. Let's do it.
Nice. Oh, awesome.
So awesome. Yeah, that's a good one. I had a feeling that would probably be on your list. I just didn't know where
Yeah,
it's
it
not
was
my
hard.
prediction.
Like I said, my top 5 was hard. It was kind of heartbreaking that I had to leave a couple off, as happens on these shows, you know?
Yeah.
I want to shuffle my list last minute, but I'm going to keep it.
Okay. I mean, you're free to. You haven't revealed them yet. So
No, I know, but I'm just looking at all of my notes. I'm just like, I like all of this.
What's weird is I think I'm looking at my top 5, and with the exception of one, I don't know if I'm going to share any with any of you.
Probably not.
Going to be interesting. But Kristen, number 5 on your list.
Yeah. Oh, and I did notice that I have a show from all different like streaming services too, like in my top 5. Like, nothing
Something
overlaps.
for everyone.
Yeah, nothing overlaps.
I think I do too. I think all of mine come from different services.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. Proves that everybody has good content. So my number 5 is actually it's my favorite show, and it's ridiculous that it's my favorite show, but it's not my favorite show of the year, obviously. But it's Jeopardy. At number 5 is so
Nice.
silly.
I love it.
Jeopardy because we watch it religiously. Dave and I, we get really into the characters. We get really into the contestants. We play
that Ken
the game.
Jennings.
Yeah, I love Ken Jennings so much. And if there's categories that we think the kids will like, we bring them into the room and they like to play. And it's always been really fun. But this particular year, they had 3 super champs that are in their top 5 of all time super champs. And when they did Tournament of Champions, they actually had an exhibition game with those 3 super champs for like, nobody won it or anything like that. It was just like, hey, let's just do this for fun. And they were like, betting magic beans and stuff like that. But it was so fun to watch the 3 of them just annihilate each other and just be like so much knowledge. And then Ken Jennings is the one that is, quizzing all of them, and he's the GOAT, right? Yeah. He's the number 1. So it's just a show that we always watch. We always love. On the weekends, we get sad and we look for it's like the one reason to look forward to Monday in our house, So.
Do you have an Amazon Echo by any chance?
I do.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but in here every morning when I'm eating breakfast, I say, Alexa, play Jeopardy. And then I get to answer 6. Oh, God damn it.
Kristen and I are all too familiar with that.
I don't want to play right now. So then you have to say no when they try to sell you on a paid thing. And then you get to answer, you do 6 questions every day and you have to say it in the form of a question or it doesn't count. And it's really fun. You got to try it. Yeah.
I have to do that. We joined the subreddit Jeopardy, and we get like with Tournament of Champions, there was this answer that like brought the game to a different player to win, and it was like for all the marbles, and we're just like, what is happening? And we got like really angry about it. We talked about it all weekend trying to figure out what was going to happen the next. So I don't know, for anybody that just likes quiz shows, just watch Jeopardy. Have it honest. It's 30 minutes a day and you'll feel smarter.
I want to ask before we move on to mine, the 2 questions I have for you as somebody who is an avid Jeopardy watcher, because I only watch it here and there. I don't watch it avidly like you do. How is Mia Bialik as the host of Jeopardy?
She's great, but she's not Ken Jennings. Like and
nobody's Trebek. I mean,
do they go 1 week one and 1 week the other, or how do they trade off?
So Maya Bialik actually does Celebrity Jeopardy when she's not doing regular Jeopardy. And because she does like other TV shows and stuff like that, she's not on as much. So last year she was the host of Jeopardy, and Ken Jennings, when he was filling in for her, it would be, and now hosting Jeopardy is Ken Jennings. So they just started the new season back in like November. And when they did that, they actually put it in their contracts that both of them are the hosts. So it says the host, Ken Jennings, the host, Maya Bialik, but she hasn't been there all season so far. And I know she's going to come back like next week or the week after. And after having Ken for so long, it's just going to be kind of jarring because she plays the game a little bit differently. Like Ken gives a contestant just a second or two to fix their answer if they said it wrong, like if they'd stumbled over the word a little bit to fix themselves. But Mayim will just automatically say, no, no, no.
Yeah, she's strict, huh?
And and it's just like I have 3 people that stutter in my house. So I just feel bad for anybody that does have some kind of speech impediment. Like they're not winning anything if Mayim's going to be there. But she does a good job. She does a really, really good job. It's just Ken Jennings fits the show so much better. He's great. He's such a nerd, and I love it.
And the other question I had is, were you as excited as I was for LeVar Burton's guest hosting?
No.
Okay. Fair enough. I was very excited because I know a lot of people were like pitching for him to become one of the new hosts of the show. And even he was pitching for it. And then when he finally did it, I watched like the first 2 and I was like, okay, he's not as great as I thought he was going to be, but he's okay.
Yeah.
I think he stumbled a little bit, and I think that was more nerves than anything.
Probably. I mean, it's big shoes to fill with Alex Trebek. And I think Ken really, 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 really loved Alex Trebek. He has this deep love for him. He mentions him regularly on the show. He has this very fond, almost like father-son relationship or mentor-mentee relationship that he likes to reflect on often. So I feel like he's best at keeping Alex Trebek's memory alive, which is really nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if Ken is the GOAT, it's because Alex was a legend. I mean,
Ken won 76 games in a row too. So he did all right for himself.
Yeah.
Second place is 41 games.
Personally, I think they should have just gotten Will Ferrell doing his impression of Alex Trebek to host the show, but that's just me.
I would die if that ever happened. There are so many contestants, like one-off contestants that come on, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you are an SNL skit waiting to happen. Cannot be for real. Anyways, that's my number 5.
Awesome. That's awesome. My number 5 is a series that I know both of you have probably never heard of before. Although, Kristen, no, I think I've mentioned it to you before. And there's 1 or 2 people in the Zed group of Podcastica that are familiar of it. But it's a show that just premiered with Sylvester Stallone called Tulsa King. And it is on Peacock Paramount. I don't remember. It's on Paramount. It's on Paramount Plus. I didn't know what to expect of this, but it's a Tyler Sheridan show who also does Yellowstone and 1923 and 1883. And I'm not familiar with Yellowstone because I haven't started any of those shows yet, but I am a fan of Tyler Sheridan and, of course, a fan of Stallone. So I watched this show. I saw the trailer for the show, and it's all about like a New York mobster who gets released from prison in New York, and the family that he's a part of, even though he's a made man, they kind of don't want him in New York, so they ship him to Tulsa to do some work in Tulsa, and that's where he lives. And he ends up taking over Tulsa by like partnering with a weed store and and a bar for things like that. But now there's like a motorcycle gang that's out there that he's against, and the New York family is coming into it. It's just, there's only 9 episodes. The finale hasn't even aired yet. It airs this week, and it's already one of my favorite shows of the year because it's funny. Stallone, for as old as he is the Stallone of old. Like, he's a total badass in this show. And I love it. So it had to make my top 5. Alex is going to be very happy because I know he loves that show too.
Cool. I didn't know that was a thing.
That's what I mean. I probably didn't have, I had a feeling probably you weren't too familiar with it because it kind of went under the radar a little bit, but it's had to be one of my favorite shows of the year, even for as late as it started. And it had to make my list. So can't say much more because you guys haven't seen it, but Tulsa King is my number 5.
Nice.
So, Jason, number 4.
My number 4 is The Handmaid's Tale, which finished up season 5, and it's a really well done show about a difficult, hard to watch subject, of course. But I feel like the first 3 seasons probably the show spun its wheels a bit too much, just torturing its main character. And then in season 4, it took a left turn, thankfully, and started exploring some new territory and was a little less hard to watch. And season 5, even more so, I feel like. I mean, there's always going to be difficult subject matter with the show, but it's funny at times this season, and it's a lot of different locations, and just not as heartbreaking as it has been in the past, and very well done. And it's all about sort of the dynamic between the two leads, Serena and June. Yvonne Strahovski was incredible this season.
I hope she's dead by the end of the season.
Elizabeth Moss always is. Oh, you haven't seen it yet, huh?
Not yet. No.
You're gonna be surprised. You're gonna be surprised.
My friend Jill, she just finished it. Or our friend Jill, but for anybody, whatever. She just finished it, and she's like, it was amazing. And I'm like, well, don't tell me anything.
I'll tell you that, wow, there's something I kind of want to tell you, but I don't want to tell you. But it was, I'll just say that Serena's arc this season was incredible. And one of the episodes this season was one of my favorite of the whole series, maybe my favorite. And I cried watching it. And it was just so moving. And I loved it. And our podcast that's our second most successful podcast on the Podcastica Network is me and Wendy and Daphne talking about Handmaid's Tale, which makes it even more fun to have all the feedback and interaction and everything. Nice. Very fulfilling.
I love Yvonne Strahovski. I've loved her since Chuck. Chuck is still one of my favorite shows to this day. And she's fantastic in that. But it always cracks me up, Kristen, knowing that you're such a fan of that show.
I know.
Because you don't like Tom Cruise because he's a Scientologist, but Elizabeth Moss is like a hardcore Scientologist. I
don't think she's in the church anymore.
Oh, maybe she's not.
She is.
I did some. You do?
Is she not? Okay, I don't know.
I thought she was. I think that the Danny Masterson trial has blown it up for a couple of people. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I looked it up though, and there's I don't know, but I don't know why it's okay for me to think that. Maybe it's because there's a huge cast involved and she's not.
It's mostly her face though. But when I was on a panel with Danny Masterson's sister, Alana Masterson, I was like, so what is this about your brother? No, I'm just kidding. I didn't say that.
Oh my gosh. I would have paid you to ask that question.
I thought it in my head, but it didn't come out of my mouth.
I just like that you initially referenced her as Danny Masterson's sister instead of calling her Alana Masterson, because I know your thoughts on that. Yeah, Handmaid's Tale's a show I haven't started yet, only because when it was really coming to popularity.
Great binge.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard it's amazing binge, especially when you were sitting at home during a pandemic. It was a great binge.
So bad for your mental health. Oh my gosh.
And everybody's told me, if you decide to watch it, space it out. Do not sit and binge the show, because it will do some work to your mental stability.
The first 3 seasons, I would watch 1 episode, and then I would watch 2 Brooklyn Nine-Nines in between just to flush it out of my brain. But I didn't have to do that with season 4. Season 4, I got COVID earlier this year, and I just burned right through it. So
I think you're going to like season 5.
Oh, I'm sure I am.
I hope you listen to some of the podcasts.
It just makes me so sad because it's a good podcast. I'm glad that you guys have found so much success with it. Is it my turn? Number 4?
Yes, number 4.
My number 4 is on Paramount Plus. It is Criminal Minds Evolution. So Criminal Minds was always one of my favorite shows when it was aired, but they just brought it back on Paramount Plus, and they got most of the cast back. And what they're doing now, which I think is brilliant, is that they're doing the 10 episode format that a lot of shows do now. And for anybody that doesn't know what Criminal Minds is, it's like a procedural BAU show. It's it was a network show where they would have a killer of the week, and they would go hunt the killer down using behavioral analysis. It was really good. I enjoyed it. I like stuff like that. But Criminal Minds Evolution, they decided to do one main killer, and it's about finding the one main killer. And the theme of this particular season is what happened to serial killers during the pandemic. How were they still able to do what they did on lockdown and on quarantine? And I thought that was such an interesting question to pose, and the way that they've been doing it has been really great. Zach Gilford, who if you've ever seen Friday Night Lights, the TV show, he was the quarterback in Friday Night Lights. He's been in a whole bunch of other stuff, but he plays the main bad guy, the main villain.
Oh, wow.
And he's so good.
I have Chris,
so good.
Like, thoughts you were saying about Chris Evans with that. I'm like, no.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean? That's me too. Cause he's such a like down home guy. And then, but you kind of need it because you see that. Well, I don't want to spoil too much for anybody that hasn't seen it because I do really, really, really recommend it. It almost came higher on my list. But he has these two sides to his life. You know, he's a family man, but he's also got this other aspect of his life. And it's kind of about what, you know, social media and the internet and a pandemic would do to the creative brain of a serial killer and how they would make it happen. And it's a very, very, very good show. And I think that they're doing a really good job with it this time around.
I love Joe Mantegna, and I know he's in the series as well.
He says the F word in this first scene, and we're like, he's usually a CBS show, and so we're like, oh my gosh, it's on Paramount Plus. They're allowed to swear finally.
So, is it having never seen Criminal Minds before? Is this something I can jump right into from this season?
You can jump right in.
Okay, so it doesn't tie into anything previously before it. I can jump right in and follow.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you're going to miss is
maybe some character backgrounds.
Why this whole like group is so close. You know, Paget Brewster is in it. I love Paget too. Well, Emily Prentice is my all-time favorite TV character from this show, and so if she's in it, I'm going to watch it. Like I just love Paget Brewster so much, but this character Emily Prentice is she's phenomenal. But yeah, I don't think unless you want to know like background on the characters, it's an arc. And I don't know. Watch an episode or two, see if you like it.
I'm gonna have to. I think it's only 5 episodes into the 10 episode season.
It resumes next week.
Yeah. But kind of off the topic but on the topic of Paget Brewster, Kristen, a series for you to check out if you haven't already. First off, she's fantastic in the last couple of seasons of Community with Joel McHale and that group. But she also does the voiceover for a Disney Plus series where they do the background of the rides.
Okay.
She's the narrator of that series, and she's fantastic.
She has such a good voice for that. That's perfect. She was also in Friends. She was Kathy in Friends.
Yes, she was.
And she has done quite a few episodes of Drunk History.
She's been on Doug Loves Movies a number of times too, and she's great on that as well.
Yeah, she's awesome.
So I'll have to check that one out. So, which leads me to my number 4. We kind of talked a little bit about this guy and his work earlier on, but my number 4 is Peacemaker, season 1 from James Gunn. This show was a show that initially I did not know what to expect because he's a secondary character in the Suicide Squad movie by James Gunn, which is a fantastic movie. One of the better DCU movies that they've made. And I mean, it's John Cena, who I'm a massive fan of anyway, because not just as wrestling, but I think acting wise, he's really coming to his own. He's actually really good comedically. So I didn't know what to expect from this show. I was like, oh, they're doing a spinoff of the Peacemaker character. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And then I watched the first episode. I was like, yeah, this is fantastic. And with the show, not just the story that he tells and all the characters that he kind of dives into and introduces, James Gunn has done something that nobody has done in a long time. And he has found the ability to make you not want to push the skip intro button when you are watching a television series, because the whole opening number for the show is one of the best opening numbers I have ever seen.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's the do you want it tasted?
The eagle really makes it.
Yeah, Eagly just coming and like putting his wings out is just like, I never once in every episode, not once did I skip the intro at all. I watched it series, every single time.
Same with you. Like, I'm like, oh, Peacemaker, I don't know, but it's James Gunn. I'm totally in.
Yeah. And it's just like anything you've seen from James Gunn as far as like the DC world, in like it's violent, but it's violent in a fun way. Like it's just that
Funny.
sounds weird. Like sort of like Violent Night is violent, but in a fun way. That's what Peacemaker is, and Cena himself just does so great in that character. Like he's comedic, and God, it's just, I feel like it's a character that was basically just built for him.
Yeah.
And he just does it so well. So, I mean, anybody who hasn't seen it, it's just so much fun. And it's, I can't remember her name, but James Gunn's real life girlfriend, is also in the show.
Yeah, I think they might have met because she was on that show. I'm not sure about that. Maybe.
No, they've been together for a while.
Oh, they have. Okay.
Yeah, they've been together.
She's on the show because she's his girlfriend. I don't know.
Oh yeah. They've been together since like before Guardians. Like they've. Been
oh
together
really?
for a while.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, they've been together for a while. But yeah, Peacemaker season 1 is my number 4. It had to make my list.
Did you know James Gunn, I think, was married to Pam from The Office?
They dated. I don't know if they were married, but I know they dated. Yeah,
they dated. Okay.
Yeah, Jenna Fisher.
Wow. That's crazy.
Exes.
He's had a couple notable
Gets around
relationships in the past. Yeah, he gets
James
around.
Gunn gets around. That's the title of a podcast for sure.
Oh, we should pitch that to him.
Right.
James Gunn gets around. Jason, number 3.
Number 3, Cobra Kai.
Oh, of course, it's on the list.
Cobra Kai, of course, is the follow-on to the Karate Kid movies that came out like 33 years ago or whatever. And if you have not tried the series, I recommend giving it a shot. I was one of the hugest Cobra Kai fans ever. I mean, Karate Kid. But and when I heard they were making a show about it, I thought that's gonna suck, but I'm sure gonna watch it. And then I watched it, and I was just amazed at how good it is. It's light, but it's smart. It just really like recontextualizes all their roles and has them playing role reversal. It's funny as hell. William Zabka as Johnny is the funniest thing ever. And each season of the series, I'm always afraid, well, they're going to run out of steam here. It can't keep being this good. And so far, it's always good.
It gets better every season. Like
season 5 was amazing, and Daniel facing off against Terry Silver was glorious. And then Chosen, I know he was a favorite of yours, Ben.
Yes, he was.
Like they bring in old villains from the series of movies and have them team up. And I love how Johnny and Chosen are talking shit about all the things they did to Daniel, but then it comes around to, but he's so amazing because he did this and that, and he never backs down from a fight, and just all this great moments. I mean, it's a show of great moments. It has not been renewed by Netflix as of yet. The writers have more seasons in mind. I'm a little nervous, so we'll see what happens, but hopefully it'll come back. It
hasn't been renewed, but it hasn't been canceled.
It hasn't been canceled. Come on, Netflix. And of course, I had a great time podcasting about that with Rima and Rich, and we had Ben on as a guest a couple of times, which was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's just it's a fantastic show. It's definitely my honorable mentions. It's and you're right. This past season 5 has just been, there's so many like almost like stand up and cheer moments.
Yeah.
There's emotional moments that I know got me choked up, and not choked up in like sad ways, but like this is so great kind of moments.
Yeah, right.
It's so good. Yeah, I share your love for that one as well. So that's
cool.
Awesome.
Kristen, number 3.
Okay.
Wheel of Fortune.
I know. I have the weirdest favorites this week, right?
No, it works. It works.
So I keep going back and forth with 2, but okay. My number 3 is
your head's just going back and forth.
It's a tie. It's a tie between Stranger Things and Terminal List. So I assume we will be talking about Stranger Things at some point, and if we don't, we could talk about it because it's in my honorable mention. But Terminal List was also really, really good.
With Chris Pratt, correct? With
Chris Pratt and Taylor Kitsch, and Jai Courtney. But it's on Prime, Amazon Prime, and it's about an ex-Navy SEAL who, I don't know, in the past had a weird mission, and his whole family gets murdered. And so he goes on this quest to take down kind of this whole network of people that are responsible for the death of his young daughter and his wife, who I'm pretty sure you find out like that his wife is pregnant. His wife was pregnant at the time or something, you know, it gets more and more devastating.
So very lighthearted so far.
Very lighthearted. Yeah. And and that's the greatest thing about it though, is that Chris Pratt is not funny in this at all. There is no comedy to him. He is just this tortured guy that just is trying to get exact revenge on what happened to his family, but he's such a badass too, like everything he does. And they're based on the novels called The Terminal List. It's by Jack Carr. And Jack Carr is also, I believe he's also an ex-Navy SEAL. But what's cool that my husband reads these books, but what's cool is that he writes all these books and then he sends them to the Department of Defense or the Navy SEAL Foundation or something like that to like cross-check it to make sure it's okay. And then they had to redact a lot of the book, but he left the book how it is. And so when you read it, there's redacted portions
sections in the book.
of the book, which makes it feel a lot more authentic as really a story, cool. Which is really cool. So, It's a series of books apparently, which I like, but it hasn't been renewed yet. But season 1, I thought was really strong. I love Taylor Kitsch. He's another Friday Night Lights character. He played Riggs.
Yep.
Oh man, he is an actor that I wish got more work, and I don't understand why he's not getting more work because he's so good.
Did you not enjoy John Carter of Mars?
No.
You're good not knowing what that movie is. You're fine.
I know what that movie is. I saw it, of course. I really like Taylor Kitsch. But when he was on Gambit, when he was Gambit, I got really excited that there was going to be a Gambit movie, and then nothing came of that. And so I got really, really excited when I saw that he was in it, and he plays such a good character. I hope that this is a good platform for him, that he can play similar characters in the future, because he did such a good job. Such a good job. He plays Chris Pratt's best friend. They went to Buds together, but now he works in the CIA. So he's feeding a lot of information to the Chris Pratt's character, James Reese, while he's trying to find out what happened to his family and why it happened. But it was really good. It was really good. We looked forward to watching another episode. You know, it was one of those shows where we're like, let's watch 3, and it's like 2:00 in the morning, and we're like, no, we have to go to bed. So
I have had a number of those kind of nights where I'm like, I'm currently going through that right now in Justified. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's a great show. Good job.
I love that show.
I can't wait for the movie, or no, the reboot.
It's a continuation.
Yeah.
Continuation of the series.
That's going to be my favorite for next year.
I love the theme song too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Well, that band, Gangster Grass, I think it's what it's called. I actually got their album because of Justified, and their whole album's great.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool. Listen to that as soon as we're done.
Awesome. Yeah, Terminal List. I've seen it. I just haven't checked it out. Okay, I'm not one of those people that's against Chris Pratt because of political views either. Like I think he's a great actor, so I'll watch whatever he does.
He will always be Andy Dwyer.
Yes, he will.
He will always be Andy Dwyer.
He will. Lead singer of Mouse Rat. And oh God, what's the rowboat one?
Oh, Scarecrow Boat.
Scarecrow Boat. That's it. That's the other
Scarecrow
band
Boat.
name. Yeah. My number 3 is Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. I've been really big into this kind of relaunch of the Star Trek universe that started with Discovery and then Picard, and now we have like Lower Decks is just fantastic, and that should have been on my top 5, but I just thought of it now. I just recalled it now. But Lower Decks is the animated series that they did that's more comedic than anything, and it's just a ton of fun and brilliant at the same time in the way it ties into the universe and calls back from previous movies and series and everything. But Strange New Worlds came about with Anson Mount playing Captain Pike, and I love Anson Mount to begin with. And but like such a great cast and reintroducing all these original characters like Spock and Uhura, and it feels more like the original series than anything that they've done so far, both in look and spirit. And the storytelling has been absolutely amazing. Like, I would put it above any other Star Trek series that has come out so far, including Picard, which I'm a big fan of as well, because I love Next Generation. Although the next season of Picard might make my list for next year, because they're bringing back all the original Next Gen characters, which is going to be fantastic. But yeah, like Strange New Worlds, if you haven't seen it, it really has an original series feel with kind of like a little bit of a modern look to it, except I don't want to say modern look because that makes it feel like they've upped all the technology, but they haven't. It feels very much like the original in look and concept. It just storytelling wise, it's way above what the original series ever was.
It is the original ship, right?
It's the original Enterprise. Modern, but it takes place before the original series,
right? With Pike.
Yes. So did Discovery. Like Discovery was the first. Takes place before the original series, but there's been a massive time jump in that they went like years in the future, that now they're far further than anything Star Trek has ever done so far.
That's cool. Oh, that makes
so they've kind of bookended it.
Enterprise was before too.
Yes. Well, I think. Oh yeah, this isn't before Enterprise. I don't think. I think this is between Enterprise and original series.
I'm curious about it. I tried to get into Discovery, didn't like it. Picard, I watched the first season, didn't like it. I just don't like Alex Kurtzman. He's like the main guy in charge of all this stuff. But I have heard Strange New World is great, so I might try again. It's definitely on my list of shows that I want to watch.
I would definitely give Strange New Worlds a try, because again, it feels very different than anything they've done in that universe so far. In that
Richard loves it.
Yeah, it's mimicked the original series more than anything else ever has, and it's fantastic.
Cool.
Is Discovery still on?
Discovery is still on. Their new season, I think, starts this year.
Is Sasha still in it?
Yes, she is. She's great. She's great in that series.
Good for her. I'm glad that she found success.
Yeah. She's really sweet, by the way. Super nice.
I'm sure
looks like she is. She's Rhonda.
Rhonda in
New Girl.
New Girl, that's right. That's right.
She's awesome in New Girl.
Jason, number 2.
Number 2 is the number 2 on my list is a show that my son Nico came up behind my shoulder last night when I was making this, and he said, what is that? And I told him what we were doing, and he goes, oh, you're not going to have The Walking Dead on your list? And I was like, oh yeah, I need to have The Walking Dead on my list. And then I realized, I freaking loved the final season of The Walking Dead more than most people. I thought it had some really great character moments. I don't think you liked it, Kristen. A lot of people didn't, but I loved all the Commonwealth stuff. I thought it was really fascinating and a much needed refreshing of the story for the series. And also I thought, since the show started with the collapse of civilization, it was really fascinating to see it ending with the possibility of civilization coming back, and whether our characters even want that or not, given how there's all this class structure that they haven't had to deal with. Mm-hmm. So I thought all of that was excellent. And it wasn't perfect, of course, but it was really good. The pacing was a bit off at times, but I really liked the finale a lot. I just thought they totally stuck the landing. It was so emotional and thrilling to watch. And the zombies this season were probably the best ever this whole season. And so it's kind of silly to say, but I just felt so proud after having podcasted about this so long. Good job, guys. You did a good job at the end there.
When you got through season 7 and 8 and kept going. So, I mean, really good job.
Well, it's one of those, we've come this far. We might as well just, although you're not taking that with fear.
No, I'm not. Well, we're still doing roundtable rants, but also just as far as the podcast goes, that's my flagship original podcast that we started 12 years ago, and Karen left partway through, but Lucy came on with me, and I feel like Lucy and I really started hitting. I mean, I always liked her, that's why I wanted her to be my co-host, but we really started getting into a groove this season more than we ever had before, so that was really fun too.
I love Lucy. She's so great.
Yeah, she's the best.
Good.
I loved the second half of Walking Dead. The second half of the season, the last season.
Good, yeah.
The first half of the season, I just couldn't get into it because I just thought that it was way too much like The Governor and Woodbury. And to me, I was just like, come on, guys, this is the last season, please. But I feel the same way you do. I feel that they really stuck the ending. I thought it was fantastic. I love the fact that Ezekiel lived to the end.
I know.
Just like every episode, I was so worried about him because he was my new Glenn.
Yeah, I mean, partway through this season, I was thinking, well, one of our people's probably going to be the head of the Commonwealth by the end of this, and I think it could maybe be Ezekiel. I said that on the podcast, but then I started saying, "Oh no, clearly he's going to die," and I wish I hadn't said that because
I love his ending. I loved what's his name ending. I barely remember his name. He was the orange stormtrooper.
Oh, Mercer.
Mercer. Yeah.
It fits.
He was.
Yeah. Met now. Me too.
Really, really, really hate the fact that Negan's not dead. I was the only one that was smiling when he was on his knees. I was just like, come on. And then Ezekiel comes out and Negan's like, what are you doing? And he said at the same time I did. I was like, what are you doing? And he said, I don't know. And I'm like,
you knew he wasn't going to die. He has a spin-off series coming.
I understand that, but I still was hopeful that it was
maybe it's a lie. The spin-off's a lie.
Right, exactly.
Or it's like a Weekend at Bernie's kind of thing where like Maggie's just holding up Negan's dead body the whole time.
So bad. But the last thing that Maggie said to Negan was exactly how I felt about Negan. Like it was summed up and written so beautifully about how she's like, listen, I see that you've made changes, but you're always going to be different to me. And, there's going to be some days that I can't look at you and you need to be okay with that. And, just everything that she said, I just thought was beautifully said, beautifully written. That was probably my favorite scene of the whole season.
Just the fact that they addressed, like when Ezekiel said to Negan, hey, that whole thing about coercing women and burning guys' faces with irons. We have not forgot that. That made me so proud of the show because it did feel to me like they were trying to sweep that stuff under the rug.
Totally.
So just the fact that they mentioned it was like, yes.
And Ezekiel's like, we're not friends. We're not together. Right. We're not a team. I was like, this is why I love
Ezekiel
you.
said, like, hey, if you can turn this around and do good things in the world, that'll be my best revenge or something like that, which I thought was pretty cool too.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm glad that you have it on your list because I thought that they really did stick the landing.
I agree. Yeah, I do. I agree with that completely. In that conversation, while you guys were talking, I was almost ready to create a new banner and just put Walking Dead talk at the bottom of the screen instead of the top of my favorite TV shows, but I didn't do it.
Sorry.
So, we're done.
No, it's completely understandable because like Jason, you've been podcasting on that show for longer than 11 years now at this point, I think.
12
right?
years. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's been such a part of your career and creation of the Podcasting Network. Like, yeah, of course you have a deep passion for that show. So I'm not going to cut your conversation.
If it wasn't good, I wouldn't be putting it on my list though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You don't see fear on there.
Oh God. Fear. I'm telling you, I tolerated fear. And then I legitimately, if there was one thing that happened and I was like, I'm done. And it was when they killed off John Dory.
We all know what it is.
Oh, yeah.
They killed off John Dory. I was like, nope, I'm done.
Well, I'm
washing my hands of this show. I'm done.
That actor wanted to leave.
Yep.
And
I would too.
I love Garrett Dillon so much.
Me too. He's in Dead to Me, by the way. Small role, but it's in the last season.
I know he appears in Justified at one point too, I think. So, and I know he's also in Deadwood, which I haven't seen yet, which will probably be next. That, to be completely honest with you, because I'll be on a Timothy Oliphant kick. Anyway, Kristen, your number. This is number 2.
2,
Mhm.
yeah.
I got confused. Sorry.
So my number 2 is the one podcast that I have right now is House of the Dragon.
Woo.
I went into that show expecting to hate watch it. Like I didn't, I got invited back to do the podcast and I had such mixed feelings because I was like, oh man, I left this world. I left this world. Like I set it on fire and left this world of Westeros. And
Fire doesn't
really
affect it though.
Huh?
Fire
isn't effective on
anything,
Targaryens. I should have known that. Exactly. And so I saw the trailer, then I saw the second trailer, and then I was like, oh no, I think this is going to be really good. And so, we watched the first episode and holy shit, if it didn't blow my mind, that entire season was phenomenal. The acting, the casting, the story, the cinematography, the dragons, oh my gosh. And the fact that Patty Considine has been ignored so far during award season is
ridiculous,
unfathomable to me. It means they didn't watch the show because if without him, that show is not as engaging. He made such a nothing character in the books because he's like a footnote in the books. I mean, he did stuff, but he made this like weak, almost flat character in the books just dynamic and gray and black and white and red and just, oh my God. Ugh. And Emma Darcy, don't even get me started on them. One of the most phenomenal performances ever was Emma Darcy in the season 1 finale of House of the Dragon. Phenomenal. So
I went into that show as a massive Matt Smith fan. And I thought he was great as Prince Damon. I mean, I think that's a phenomenal role for him, but I ended up loving that show, as you mentioned, for Patty Considine, because that one episode, and we all know what it is if you watch the show. By the end of that episode, I was the same way. I was like, hold on, let me dig up an Emmy right now and hand it to you, because that's the winner right there. And then to find out he wasn't even nominated, I'm like, what is this horse shit?
Yeah, I'm really
ridiculous.
I take a lot of issue with that because, the rest of them, Emma Darcy, Matt Smith,
Graham McTavish, like they're all
Olivia Cook. Yeah. They've all been nominated, and I just
ageism.
Olivia Cook from one of our favorite movies, Kristen, Ready Player One.
I think that you and I should do an "It's Showtime, folks" on Ready Player One, and really people should just listen to us shout at each other for 2 hours.
Do it.
We're gonna need a moderator for that one. We'll need a moderator for that.
I do not volunteer.
I am not a tribute. Do not look at me.
No,
so that's my number 2.
I knew that was going to be on your list. And I mean, similar to the way Jason is with, using a show and getting a deeper appreciation for a show that you podcast on, it does add an impact. So I kind of had a feeling that was going to be your on your list. And I had a ton of fun recording with Rima and Archmaester Rennie. I was so excited when it was announced that you were coming back to podcast with Rima. I was so excited.
They did these quick, 30-minute episodes.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
30 minutes, really easy.
30 minutes with a bonus 2-hour segment.
2 2.5.
3-hour episodes. Jeez.
It's our regular
and
half
the
hour
listeners
episode.
loved it. Not one. Yeah.
Not one complaint about the length.
That.
Yeah, that's true. That was weird.
That's awesome.
Just praise.
That's awesome. So my number 2, Kristen, you kind of touched on it earlier. Stranger Things season 4.
Yes.
It's
my favorite season of that show.
It's absolutely my favorite
By a
season
mile.
of that show. It is I ugly cried. I mean, ugly cried during that season finale. And it was at parts that, obviously, Eddie's death was a big impact because he became a fan favorite character. So when he's didn't make it, he's dead.
No, he's not.
We'll debate this. He's
okay.
dead. But in the finale, and this again, spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it, the two parts that really got me in that, I mean, talk about like running up that hill, getting a huge resurgence because of this show. So many people using that show now. There's been some amazing covers that have come out because of that. The storytelling in this season was just fantastic. But that finale, first off, the deer, what was her brother's name? Shit.
Dear Billy.
Dear Billy. That Dear Billy episode was one that got me. That one hit me hard as well. But that finale, when Dustin talks to Eddie's uncle and tells him about how much of a hero he was, I bawled. But the part that got me, didn't even know it was going to get me, was at the very end of the episode with 11 or L sitting in the bedroom. That black car pulls up and you're like, I know it's Hopper. And when he peeks into the door and says, "Hey kid," and she says, "I left the door open," ugly cry. Ugly cry. Like for a good 2-3 minutes, I was gone.
You just describing it brings tears to my eyes.
Yeah.
I agree. That was their best season.
It was a sensational season. I know there's one more season left, and I don't think we're getting it this year. I think it's 2024, isn't it?
I think it's 2029. That's what I heard.
Oh God!
I looked it up today, and they said that they're midway through writing it. The first episode is completed. They're into filming. So,
are they into filming already?
I'm pretty sure. I looked at an article today, and it said that the first episode's done. Whatever that means.
Oh, all
maybe
right.
Done writing, maybe done filming, but it's done.
Maybe we'll get part one.
I already got the title. Yeah.
Oh. Maybe we'll get part one by the end of the year then. Who knows?
I doubt it.
I have a feeling it's probably not going to be till next year.
Next year at the earliest, I would guess.
Yeah.
But who knows?
But I'm really looking forward to seeing where they're going to go with it, especially how the season
January
ended.
of next year.
But yeah, Stranger Things season 4 had to make my list of top shows.
Cool.
Awesome,
but here we are with our number ones. I have my prediction for Kristen's number one, and I have my prediction for Jason's number one.
Interesting.
Let's see if they live up. Jason, your number one.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to reveal my prediction?
Yeah.
No. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I want Ben to say what he thought it was.
All right. My prediction for your number one is Yellow Jackets.
Me too.
You know what?
Damn.
There's only one reason why it's not Yellow Jackets, and that's because last time we did this podcast, Yellow Jackets spanned 2021 and 22, and it was mostly in 2021. There were only a few episodes in 2022, and I thought rather than repeat myself, I would just have that be an honorable mention. So it's kind of a technicality. If I had Yellow Jackets on my list, it would have, I think, been number 2 after my number 1 show.
Oh, okay.
Do you have any guesses? No.
I have one other guess on what it could be.
Do you want to say, or?
I think it might be Moon Knight.
No.
Is it Andor?
All right. No, but Andor's on my honorable mentions for sure. That was a freaking.
Is it Obi-Wan?
Show, and that was one that was hard to leave off. No, my number one favorite show of the year is Better Call Saul.
Oh, duh.
Okay. Yeah.
I forgot that it ended.
Damn it.
Breaking Bad prequel series headed by Vince Gilligan and Peter Gold. So good. Snappy, great acting, great writing, great plots, methodically detailed plotting, but always engaging and surprising. Bob Odenkirk as Jimmy/Saul, Ray Horn as Kim, Giancarlo Esposito, Jonathan Banks. Just one of the smartest and combination of smart and entertaining shows that I've ever seen. Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. It's a bit of a tragedy like Breaking Bad because you're watching this affable, charming Jimmy McGill turn into a sleazy, unscrupulous Saul Goodman. So it was bittersweet, but it was very, very good and so satisfying and really fun to podcast on with Rima and David on that show. We really, really went deep on it. Long episodes on that one too. I think around 2 hours most of the time, hour 45.
Awesome.
I love Breaking Bad, and I still have not seen Better Call Saul. but it's on my list. It's one of those ones I kind of wanted to, similar to Ozark, which I haven't started yet. I was
Ozark's
so
also
late.
great.
I was so late to the game that I was like, I'm just going to wait for it to end, and then I'll watch it so I can binge through it.
An interesting thing. So Breaking Bad is really, in my opinion, fucked up in a very delicious way. You know, it's like, oh my God, what are we watching here? When I did podcast about Breaking Bad, we had our fucked up moment of the week segment. And then Better Call Saul started. It was a prequel series, and it was missing that part of it. It wasn't messed up. It was just kind of light, and it was good, but I was like, I don't know if I like this. But then I noticed I kept wanting to watch it, so I'm like, I guess I do like it. And then as the series went on, it got more and more like Breaking Bad because Jimmy gets more involved in the criminal world and everything. But going back now and watching the beginning, I appreciate it a lot more for what it is. Like at first you kind of want it to be like Breaking Bad, but now I like it that it's its own thing. So I guess I'm telling you that just to help you set your expectations when you go into it. You know, it's not exactly Breaking Bad when it starts, but I think it's still very worthwhile.
Can I ask a question? So I did not like Breaking Bad, but I'm wondering, because I have heard so many good things about Better Call Saul, how much meth is actually in that show? Because that's what I can't do that with Breaking Bad.
Zero. There's no meth.
So it's nothing like Breaking Bad in that.
No, it's more like this lawyer or wannabe lawyer who is kind of a con man type. He likes to run little cons. It's not really about drugs at all.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Later on, he gets more involved with like mafia type, or not mafia, but like
he gets involved with the Chicken Man, right?
He does.
Oh, Giancarlo Esposito?
But
I know he's in it.
It's not about the meth. Breaking Bad is all about the meth. Yeah, but
right.
Better Call Saul is not. It's barely even mentioned. I don't.
Then I am. Yeah. Then I plan to watch it. I needed to ask that question. Yeah.
I mean, and I'm already a big fan of Bob Odenkirk. Like even going back to like
so good in this.
Like even going back to his comedic elements with Mr. Show. I mean, it's like he's such a great actor. He was great in Breaking Bad. Nobody is an amazing
so
movie.
Good.
So I definitely plan to check out Better Call Saul. It's high on my list to watch.
He had a heart attack halfway through the last season. During filming of a scene.
Oh no.
And it was like, oh my God. And then he recovered and they went back and finished the scene off a couple months later.
Yeah, I remember that was a scary moment for a bunch of people too, because they kind of left it up in the air like what had happened. We only heard that he had a heart attack on set, and we were like, "Well, what is it?" And they didn't really reveal many details at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then he came out and said, like he spoke on it that he was okay, he was recovering, and he was ready.
I was worried there for a minute. I mean, of course, for the actor, but also like, oh, the show is just not going to finish, or what are they going to do?
Yeah. So. Awesome.
Odenkirk's twin brother is coming in.
Hey, they did it with Paul Walker in the Fast and Furious series.
Yeah.
So that's a good pick. I don't know why I didn't think about that one or predict that would be on your list.
A little different than stuff we usually talk about, I guess.
Yeah. No, but I know how much you love that show, and I just forgot that it ended this year.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
They really had a great last season. It was probably the best season of the whole show.
This was an amazing year of television, period. Mm-hmm. So it's easy to miss a lot of good TV, I think. And I like that our lists so far are really eclectic, and they're all different, that we all have different things that we love.
For sure. Yeah.
That prediction was worthless.
No. I mean,
don't worry.
It's only because of a technicality. I would have struggled. Like it actually, if I had put it on my list, it might have been number one because I love that show.
What would have gotten knocked off?
Well, what was my number 5? Dead to Me.
Okay.
Okay. Kristen, you're number 1. I have my prediction. I'm pretty
Everybody
sure
knows
I'm
what my number 1 is. Yeah, it's Andor.
Yeah, your number 1 is Andor.
Number 1 is Andor.
I should have guessed that.
Oh my gosh, that was the best show. It's the best Star Wars show. It's the best show. I had no interest in seeing this show, mainly because my favorite Star Wars movie is Rogue One, but Cassian Andor wasn't a character that I really latched onto, because I just thought that so I was just like, I don't really want to watch a show about Cassian Andor. He's like the least interesting of all of them. I wanted a show about Chirrut, and so
about Groot.
Chirrut.
Okay.
I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me.
Yeah, I love that character.
But they, first of all, I thought it was really smart for them to release the first 3 episodes immediately, because I think the first 3 episodes play as one giant episode. And you kind of needed that to get a real good introduction into what you were getting into. And Diego Luna, man, he just knocked it out of the park. I mean, I thought he was just fantastic. The waif, I don't know her name, but the waif in it, she plays Vel. And I thought that just she had this very surprisingly complex character because of where she came from and what she's doing. And Mon Mothma was a really fun character, side character. She's a main character, but
perfect actress for that.
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, I hate Cyril. I hate him. I hate him so much. I thought that he added nothing to the show, but I also know that a lot of people loved him, including you, Jason.
I mean, I wouldn't want to spend any time with the guy, but I always like characters like that even though I don't like
maybe
them as
if
a person,
maybe if they had like less scenes with his mom, it would have been a little bit more interesting.
Jonathan and James love that. I'm like what are we in some indie movie? I don't need to see that.
Not to mention, like, when it would start off with him eating cereal in his house, we're like, are we watching last week's episode? Like, we actually had to check to make sure we're on the same episode.
And what? And his name is Cyril, and he's eating cereal.
Cereal, exactly. And I kept calling him cereal. It was bad, yeah, for sure. But I love that that this kind of brought Star Wars into an adult frame, right? Yeah. Like, Star Wars can be gritty, it can be adult, and it can be adult without having to have any like sex or fuck or anything like that. Like, it's still really good.
It's smart, and it's
mature. Very, very smart. And the whole Narkina 5 arc of the season was my absolute favorite part of the entire season. I thought, and the prison, and I know that, Ben, you haven't seen it, so I don't want to ruin it too much. But Andy Serkis.
Oh, you're gonna love Andy Serkis in this.
Andy Serkis and Stellan Skarsgård are the 2 biggest selling points for me for that series.
Yeah, but you gotta. At first, it feels slow, and you gotta be patient. I know Rima just can't get into it, and I'm like, you're missing out. It's so good. You just got to push through those first few episodes.
Good. Well, I mean, and Andy Serkis gives one line that just destroyed me. And that I love it when that happens. When you can have something like a line like that. It's kind of like with Hodor and Hold the Door, right? And you just say, hold the door, and everybody's like, oh, yes. And it's like collective trauma when we're all talking about it,
I think the biggest thing for me is, and I know, Kristen, you and I have talked about this, and I think, Jason, you and I have talked about this before too, is this: I am not a fan of Rogue One.
It doesn't matter.
We're complete, and that's what I've heard, especially considering it's a prequel to Rogue One, so it's not anything else. My biggest issue with Rogue One is that I just could not get attached to these characters, and I think a lot of that was knowing they were all going to die. I just didn't allow myself to get connected to them. But I'm kind of hoping that going back and watching Andor will give me a new appreciation for Rogue One, because I plan to watch Rogue One again after I finish Andor.
Yeah,
I think it will, because like Jason and I were saying a minute ago, Cassian Andor was not the most interesting character of Rogue One, but knowing his story, at least knowing part of his story now, makes him that much more interesting. Yeah. And I love the fact that I always knew, okay, he's going to live. Yeah. So whatever happens here, I know he's going to be alive.
I like that he just kind of disappears for a long time and you don't even notice, because the story of Andor, it's about a lot of different characters, and also just
it's not called Cassian, it's called Andor.
Yeah. I mean, you would think it would be more about him, actually, but it's okay that it's not. That said, I agree that he did a great job, the actor, and the character is much more interesting in the series than he was in Rogue One.
And what's funny
the supporting cast is phenomenal too. Yeah. they're
And it's
just
beautiful to watch too.
Oh yes,
Like the environments they go right along with the rest of everything else about the movie, it just showing how intelligent it is, because if you pay attention to the details, you can tell that they really paid attention to why things look the way they do and what function they have. But it's also just beautiful to see different parts of Coruscant and all the different environments and everything. It's just everything about the show. It's great.
And then a whole bunch of Easter eggs in the art shop.
I didn't make the connection until just a couple minutes ago that the show being called Andor was based on Cassian, because I didn't know Cassian's last name. I just knew it was.
That's his name. But
I thought Andor was the place.
No. And the adultness of it. It's written by Tony Gilroy, who wrote or co-wrote Rogue One, but they of course have a whole writers' room, and Beau Willimon, who was the guy behind House of Cards, wrote 3 episodes. And that just kind of shows, like, House of Cards is about all these political machinations and backstabbing and stuff like that. And so is this. This is similar.
It's on my list. And I just, again, I if for nothing else, I want to watch it to see if it gives me a new appreciation of Rogue One.
So watch the first 3 episodes and see how you feel, because the first 3 episodes play like a movie. And if you're not into it after that, then, you gave it a try. But the 3 episodes, I think it's smart to watch it that way in the beginning.
I'd say watch 6, because I really didn't get into it until like 4 or 5.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah. I liked it, but I'd
say watch 6. It's only 7 episodes, so you might as well just watch the 7th. But
what is it? 9? I think it's 12. It's 12.
Yeah, it's like 12. The Eye is a beautiful episode too, when they do the heist.
Watch the first 6, but at that point you're halfway through, so you might as well just commit to the last 6.
There you go. See.
If I don't watch it, it's weird, because if I don't watch Andor, it has then become the first Star Wars project I have not watched.
Oh, then just watch it.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. It's on the list. I'm going to watch it eventually. I just haven't gotten to it yet. So,
well, Ben, what's your number 1?
My number 1 is a show that probably neither one of you has even seen before, but I absolutely love it. It is, in my opinion, the best Star Trek series that has ever been made. It's The Orville.
It's still MacFarlane. On?
Yes, it just had its 3rd season this year.
I've seen it.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, it's great.
Did you watch the 3rd season?
I've only seen a couple of episodes early on. I fell off of it, but it wasn't because I didn't like it. I did like it. I might go back. Yeah.
It's a show that is better than it should have been.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people assumed, like, oh, it's Seth MacFarlane, so it's going to be very Family Guy-esque. It's going to be very, very goofy humor and like crude, and it's just going to be a parody of Star Trek. And it turns out it's really not. Like, the first 2 episodes are very comedic because that's just Seth's way. But by the 3rd episode, it really, and this is going back to season 1, it really kind of sets the tone of what the show is going to become. And I even had the showrunner, Brendan Braga, who on my podcast, who's worked on like Cosmos and 24 and everything. And we talked about that. When I brought that up to him, he's like, that's an incredibly keen insight. He's like, because that 3rd episode was actually supposed to be the 8th episode, but Seth moved it because he felt the same way, that it's going to set the tone for the show. And that's exactly what it did. And this 3rd season, you can talk to like Jerry, our friend Jerry is a big fan of the show. Steve's a big fan of the show. Like, there's a number of people within that group that I've turned on to it who absolutely love the show now. And this 3rd season, the storytelling was so phenomenal that it has legitimately become my favorite Star Trek show that's not Star Trek. Because it has legitimate Star Trek writers on the writing team. There have been directors from Star Trek other than Seth, and there's one other director that for the most part, they're the 2 that direct the show back and forth. But it's just, this 3rd season was so phenomenal that when they didn't announce a renewal, people are so like, well, where is it? Because they haven't canceled it. It's very similar to Cobra Kai. The show hasn't been canceled, but they're waiting to see if they're still going to get renewed. Which, if they don't, I'm going to riot.
That's awesome. You had Brandon Braga, and he was like one of the main creative guys behind the Star Trek series, right?
Yeah.
In the 90s.
Yeah, he worked on Next Gen.
Yeah.
So it's funny how that came about too. Like when the Orville ended, it's actually because of the Orville I got him. When the Orville ended, I legit sent an email to every member of the cast, including Seth MacFarlane. And I was like, I'm never going to get Seth, but I'm just going to try it anyway. And Seth's office is actually the first people to respond. And they're like, well, Seth is incredibly busy, as you might have imagined. Like, he's got a new series coming out on Peacock with Bill Nye the Science Guy. So we're going to forward your information over to them because they're handling Seth right now. So maybe you can get something with them. So they forwarded my email to them. And within a day, I heard from them and they were like, well, of course, like, Seth unfortunately isn't available right now, but would you want to speak to Bill Nye? And I'm like, yes, please. Like, send me Bill Nye the Science Guy. And they couldn't get me, and Bill's schedule became very compressed too, so they couldn't get me in. And they were like, well, but we can get you Brennan Braga. I was like, yeah, like, that's fantastic. And then Brennan came on, and I was one of the first people to review his new show with Bill Nye on a podcast because he hadn't even heard reviews of it yet. So I gave my review of the show to Brennan Braga before he had heard any official reviews yet. And that interview, when we talked about the YouTube page early on, that interview is actually on the YouTube page. That's one of the first ones. That's one of the first videos I put up at the end of last year.
I got to check that out.
So yeah, me and Brendan one-on-one was fantastic. So, but yeah, the Orville is my number one. I'm really keeping my fingers crossed for a renewal of that show because I love it so much. So, but that concludes our top fives. Let's knock out some honorable mentions. Jason, what have you got?
Well, of course, Yellow Jackets would have been on my list. I can't wait for that to come out. And yeah, the end of season 1 was just as good as the beginning and everything about the show. So that's first on my honorable mentions. White Lotus was one that was hard for me to kick off. It was on my list until Nico came over and reminded me that I didn't have Walking Dead.
Oh, that's the one you booted. Okay.
Yeah. And I love season 2 and I love season 1. Severance I thought was really great.
I've heard that's really good.
It is good. And it's got John Turturro in it. And yeah, it's really good. We may podcast on that. I'm not sure yet. Andor, of course, is on my honorable mention. So those: White Lotus, Severance, Andor, and Yellow Jackets.
Okay.
Nice.
Kristen.
I really, 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 really want to see Severance. That's like number 1 on my list to see because I love Adam Scott so much. Yeah.
He's great in it.
Yeah. I love Adam Scott. So my honorable mentions, of course, is The Walking Dead, the final season of Walking Dead, the second half. Stranger Things was basically, it should have been in my top 5. Peaky Blinders had their final season and it was phenomenal. So that was almost cracked in the top 5 as well. Peaky Blinders is amazing. Anybody who hasn't seen it should see it. Resident Alien, I only saw the first half of the season, but
I love that show.
Oh my gosh, is that show hilarious? That show is so funny.
Alan Tudyk is just a brilliant actor.
He's perfect in that role. He's perfect. And Reacher. So Prime just came out with Reacher based on the Jack Reacher novels, and they chose a really, really good Reacher. It's not Tom Cruise. Which is great. Well, the character Reacher is like this 6'8" giant of a man, and Tom Cruise is like, "Yeah, I'll play him," and you're like, "No." So
even I questioned that casting choice.
Yeah, so they got a really good guy to play Reacher. It's equal parts fun and action, and it's got some depth to it. But yeah, we really enjoyed Reacher as well this year.
Yeah, it's Alan Ritchson is the actor that plays Reacher, and I only know him because he plays he was a character in Titans, which is a DC show that right now, until they killed his character off, and he was also the original Aquaman in Smallville. So
yeah,
he also
I've known him
played
for a while.
He was also in New Girl. He was the man with the micro penis.
That's right.
And he played young Scully in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
In Brooklyn Nine-Nine, that's right.
And he had a disastrous, almost embarrassing to watch audition cycle through American Idol, which is where he got his start. And it's disastrous. It's like you he's such a douchebag in it. He's such a douchebag.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, I recommend looking at that, and it's hard. Maybe not. It's hard to see him after that. Him that and micro penis.
My honorable mentions for top 5, House of the Dragon obviously made my honorable mentions list. Star Wars Obi-Wan and Marvel's Moon Knight are 2 others that made my honorable mentions. Lord of the Rings of Power, the first season, was beautifully done, and I really enjoyed that one as well. The only other 2 I have, Wednesday season 1, I thought that show was just quirky and a lot of fun. And for those of us that love What We Do in the Shadows, a little show called
What We Do in the Shadows is on my honorable mentions too.
Well, What We Do in the Shadows is on my honorable mentions, but also another show, Our Flag Means Death, with Taika Waititi and Rhys Darby, which was based on
I've heard that
Blackbeard. It's Blackbeard the Pirate. Mm-hmm. It's a pirate series, but it's by the same writers that do What We Do in the Shadows, and it's just
I love Taika Waititi.
Good. It's so good.
Do you guys have any bummers?
For shows, no. I don't think I watched anything that I thought was bad.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that kind of sticks out as something I hate.
Fear must have been on this year, so that would be on my list. Other than that, I don't know.
Even if I didn't watch it.
No, I'm all caught up. Madison came back, a favorite character, and man, it was like one of the worst episodes of the show ever.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
I had 2 bummers, and it's not that they were a bummer. I was just disappointed in them, and it was Boba Fett. I was really disappointed in.
Really?
Except for the Mandalorian episodes, they were pretty good.
Oh God, they were fantastic.
Stuck in the middle.
Yeah. Well, I think they realized that they needed it. And then the Dexter reboot, I was very disappointed in. I thought it was really good, but I didn't like the way that they left it, and it just kind of petered out a little bit. And I thought the show had a lot of potential, but.
Don't tell Rima. I hope she doesn't listen to this, but I kind of agree.
I hope she does listen to this.
I had a couple that I want to see. The Bear. It's a show about, I don't even know what it's in a kitchen or something. But
yeah.
It's gotten a lot of good hype. Star Trek Strange New Worlds and Reservation Dogs gets a lot of praise.
Yeah,
cool.
That's another one I haven't seen before either. But I think that's also. Who is that by? It's not Taika, but I think it's very.
No, I don't think it's a comedy. It's more like a bunch of kids on a reservation, but it's supposed to be really good. I don't know.
Okay. Kristen, anything on your list from stuff you didn't get the chance to see, but you want to still?
Well, Handmaid's Tale season 5, White Lotus, Severance, and now I added Dead to Me after here, and Better Call Saul. Now that you guys have talked about it, but I'm really looking forward to this year of television.
We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
As far as mine, just that I didn't get to see, Strange World, which is a Disney movie that just came out recently, and Barbarian was another one that I wanted to see this past year that I didn't get the chance to. The only other one I can think of is
movie Barbarian. What? Isn't that horrible movie that Jason liked? Is that what it was called?
That's the one he wants to see.
Yeah, that's the one I want to see.
Well, I thought we were on TV. That's why.
I'm just saying anything in general, anything we
Okay.
missed in 2022 that we wanted to see.
Oh, well then, I also missed Emily the Criminal.
I just watched that.
Is it good?
It's pretty good, but I need more time to think about it because there were some things that I wasn't so sure I liked. So it's worth watching. Aubrey Plaza is awesome.
Yeah, she is. Aubrey Plaza.
Audrey Plaza. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The Fablemans. Weird.
I want to see that.
Yeah, the Weird Al movie with Daniel Radcliffe.
Weird's in my honorable mentions. I have to say it's in my honorable mentions.
All Quiet on the Western Front. I heard that that's a rough watch, so of course I want to see it. And Till and Babylon.
Babylon's on my list as well, and the only other one I can think of is The Whale, the Brendan Fraser movie.
I hear that that's
it's very heavy.
Watch. Yeah,
it's very heavy.
Like Darren Aronofsky difficult.
No pun intended.
Yes, no pun intended. Very, very. But yeah, let's look to the future real quick. We don't have to go too much into detail, but what's some stuff in 2023 television and movies you're looking forward to?
Me first?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel rude now. But anyways, I'll just go.
You've
okay.
been first for the last 2.5 hours.
Kind of what I was thinking.
Let's keep it going.
So The Last of Us is my number one that I'm looking forward to. Can't wait for that. Yellow Jackets, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. We already mentioned a few of these. I'm hoping Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is good. So I'm looking forward to that. Spider-Man Across the Universe, Spider-Verse, the sequel to Into the Spider-Verse.
Mm-hmm.
Mandalorian season 3. They should have never had a year skip for Boba Fett, so I'm glad that's coming back. The Super Mario CG movie, The Flash, even though Ezra what's his name is a total piece of shit, I'm still excited to see what they did with that movie. Severance, Servants, the final season. I like that show a lot. Nobody ever talks about it. M. Night Shyamalan. And Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Yes. On my list as well. Kristen.
Well, a lot of those I also am very excited about. I had Guardians and Ant-Man for movies. Mandalorian 3, Shadow and Bone season 2. I freaking loved the first season so much, so I'm excited for the second season. Loki season 2, Agatha Coven of Chaos I'm very excited about, and Ahsoka. I can't wait for Ahsoka. Like, can't wait for Ahsoka. It's going to be awesome.
If you're so into that, you should be on our podcast about it.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
Twist my arm. Why don't you?
I mean,
ouch.
Well, we'll talk later. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk later.
I actually just thought of 2 more movies for honorable mentions for 2022 that I didn't think of until now. That I'll throw out there real quick. Clerks 3, because you mentioned Ahsoka, which made me think of Rosario Dawson in Clerks 3, and Confess Fletch, which was the John Hamm version on the Fletch movies, which I absolutely love.
Also in that one?
No, she's not in Confess Fletch.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's everywhere right now. She's like late 90s Jude Law, like she's just everywhere right now. Yeah.
But sorry, I cut you off to throw this out there.
Oh no, you didn't cut me off. Yeah, I'm really excited about Last of Us, Ahsoka, Mandalorian 3, Shadow and Bone 2. I'm really excited about Shadow and Bone as well. I thought that they nailed the first season really well. So I'm excited to see what's next with that show.
Nice. Everything I've been looking forward to has kind of already been mentioned already. The Super Mario Brothers movie, Mandalorian, Ahsoka, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. I'm really looking forward to. Indiana Jones, I'm absolutely looking forward to.
That's awesome.
I don't know how I'm that excited about that trailer.
Because it looks good. It looks really good.
I think it's the lack of Shia that really gets me excited about that trailer.
Knowing Harrison Ford, he's going to be like, kill off Indiana Jones. Just kill him off.
He's already said Indy dies with him.
Yeah.
So nobody else will take that role after he's gone. So we will see. But yeah, there's just a lot. And I mean, number one on my list is The Last of Us, not just because we're podcasting on it, but the show just looks amazing. And I absolutely love that story. I love that world. And I'm really, really excited.
Well, and Pedro Pascal, are you kidding me? Like, yes, 100 times yes.
Melanie Linsky's in it, and
Lyanna Mormont.
Murray Bartlett. Yeah, Lyanna Mormont.
Nick Offerman is in it.
Yeah.
And they have confirmed that the whole first game is the first season. That has been confirmed already. So.
The whole thing?
Someone on our podcast thought that. I forget which one of us.
I think it was
me. So there's only going to be 2 seasons then?
Oh, we don't know.
No. The second game is much longer, so I wouldn't be surprised if they split that up between 2 seasons, and then they're working on a third game, so they could.
I have the second game. It's still in its cellophane because I can't seem to live through the first game.
I thought you meant like emotionally, because emotionally,
no, I can't live through it. I'm trying really hard. I'm bad at the PS4 buttons. I wish it was on the Switch.
It's a hard game.
Are you on easy?
Yeah, put it on easy mode.
I'm on easy. Of course I'm on easy. I just would like to see play game. Tell me to press like A feels like I'm doing something every once in a while.
If you really want to, you could go on YouTube and just watch a playthrough.
I know, but then on my kids watching Minecraft videos, and I just can't. I can't.
Fair enough. All right, let's work towards the end of this because we're already 2.5 hours in.
I'm sorry.
Hours in. No, don't apologize. Again, I knew this was going to be a longer episode. Apologies to anybody listening or watching. You can break it up. It's fine. But this part is going to be what's going to become to known as the Wilhelm post credit. Now going forward, where we address listener feedback, plugs, and recommendations. So. We did get a bunch of feedback for this, which is fantastic. I'm very happy about that. So let's read through some of the feedback that we have. And Kristen, why don't you kick it off for us?
I would love to.
As soon as you pull it up.
How did you know? Okay, here we are. Okay, Jamie Dimmick says, number 1 absolutely was Sandman. I waited forever for a screen adaptation and I was not disappointed at all. Also, shameless plug for the Sandman cast. Wink. In no particular order, Violent Night, an instant classic, House of the Dragon, Bullet Train, Nope, Alice in Borderland Season 2, and one that saved my sanity a few times, Sesame Street Mecha Builders.
Interesting. Yeah, Sandman looked great, and I'm so happy that fans of that story, that it's a comic book, that they satisfied them from what I could tell. So that's always good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Rinaldi Kalik says, didn't watch many shows in 2022, unfortunately. Hoping to change that in 2023. Favorite TV shows of 2022, The Walking Dead, Better Call Saul, Atlanta, Peaky Blinders, and Marvel Studios' Moon Knight.
Nice.
All good.
Peaky Blinders was so good.
Atlanta's a great show, too. I've watched the first couple seasons, but I have to finish it, and it just wrapped up the series, so it finished off. Paul Williams, who is a resident horror fan, top 5 favorite movies were The Sadness, Terrifier 2, of course, Hellraiser, Mad God, and Deadstream.
I don't know. I've never heard of any of those.
They're all horror.
Mad God is weird. It's like stop motion, insanity, and hellscape future.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Oh, interesting. I've never even heard of it. Top TV shows were Andor, Wednesday, Alice in Borderland Season 2, Stranger Things Season 4, and Chucky Season 2. Chucky's a show I still need to get into.
Me too. I want to watch that.
I want to.
Kelly Burgess says, my favorite TV shows were, in no particular order, Dead to Me Season 3, Handmaid's Tale Season 5. It had probably my favorite episode of the entire series in it.
Same one as mine, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, now I'm into it.
Episode.
Stranger Things Season 4, Ozark Season 4, and I think my favorite new show was 1883. Didn't that just get canceled?
Yes, after one season.
No, 1883 is a Yellowstone spinoff.
Yeah, and canceled Yellowstone.
No, 1899 got canceled.
Oh,
the Netflix one.
Okay.
Okay,
yeah, it's a little confusing.
We both were wrong, and Ben was right.
Yeah, I know. We were both like, yeah. No, okay,
no, 1899, the Netflix series was the one that got canceled. 1883 is still there.
Thanks, Kelly. She likes a lot of shows that we're podcasting on, which is pretty cool. Randy Stevenson says, I'm surprised looking through the list of premieres for 2022. I didn't watch a lot of new entertainment. For TV shows, Our Flag Means Death is number 1. Number 2, RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star 7, all winners. 3, Stranger Things, and 4, The Walking Dead.
Nice.
The Walking Dead.
Carolyn, with COVID and pneumonia. Well, sorry. Luckily, I had plenty of time to catch up on shows. Silver Lining. My favorite TV shows: Stranger Things Season 4. I absolutely loved the season and fell even more in love with the characters. I could talk about Season 4 for hours. Gaten Matazaro's performance affected me the most. Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Severance. So bizarre and enthralling, unlike anything I'd ever seen before. Number 3, House of the Dragon. Having not read the books, I was skeptical. I loved Game of Thrones so much and was concerned I wouldn't connect as much with these characters. I was hooked from the first episode. Number 4, Wednesday. I loved the Addams Family movies growing up, so I knew I had to give this a chance. I worried it would be too CW-ish for me to enjoy, but Jenna Ortega was masterful in that role. I can't remember the last time I had that much fun watching a show. Mo, being from Houston, this show has an extra special place in my heart. Mo Amer is hilarious, and his depiction of the immigrant experience is thoughtful and impactful. Never even heard of that one before.
Me neither.
Favorite movies of 2022. I didn't watch a ton of movies this past year, but these were my top 3 in no particular order. The Fabelmans. I'm a sucker for anything Spielberg, and this movie did not disappoint. I thought it was very moving to see Spielberg's depiction of the consequences and challenges presented by choosing to go all in and pursue your dreams. Michelle Williams was also outstanding. Number 2, Glass Onion. I love Knives Out and was very excited for the sequel. It was just flat out a joy to watch. I would watch Catherine Hahn read a menu, to be fair.
Me too.
Watching Benoit Blanc piece together the mystery was enjoyable, but I also loved the satirical take and light shed on the notions of American wealth, privilege, and fame.
For sure.
And number 3, Turning Red. I'll give every Pixar movie a shot, and I was pleasantly surprised with this one. Domi Shi did a great job showing us what her experience growing up as a Chinese-Canadian girl was like through the main character of Mei Lin. It was also so refreshing to see the issue of puberty, introducing Mei Lin starting her period, depicted so openly and honestly. I remember there being so controversy about that, but I thought it was brilliant and so needed.
Yeah, I like that movie too.
That's one that I missed this year. I usually give every Pixar movie a shot too, but I missed that one.
It's so funny when people get all bent out of shape about a period. It's like, I'm sorry, half of the planet has one. Like, get over it.
I know. That's just how they end sentences. Get over it.
Right?
Sorry.
What's the big deal?
Right?
Jill Morrow. Hello, my beautiful BFF. Okay, so for movies, thinking back to what I've watched and enjoyed the most in 2022, I'd say my top 5 are in no particular order: Top Gun Maverick, Thor Love and Thunder, The Atom Project, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and Bullet Train. This is so funny. I know her whole year, and I remember when she saw all these movies. It's just weird. As for shows, I know a couple of these started before 2022, but they were new to me in 2022. Cobra Kai, Only Murders in the Building, Moon Knight, Stranger Things Season 4, House of the Dragon. Honorable mentions is Peaky Blinders. We love that show. Handmaid's Tale Season 5, The Boys Season 3, and The Walking
Boys.
Dead.
Yeah.
Sadly, there are still so many movies and shows from 2022 that I haven't had the chance to watch yet. So much content.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Live Steving.
Well, he's not really live Steving much of anything. But yeah, we do have a voicemail from Steve Brown. The Atom Project is a great movie.
Don't you just want to? Don't you love him so much that you want to just hold him under the water till the bubbles stop?
I mean, I will watch anything Ryan Reynolds does, but that kid who played the young version of
Fantastic.
him was amazing. Like, he was literally young, right? Well, he was like not literally, but he was the closest you can get to a young Ryan Reynolds that you can get.
Yes, 100%.
But yes, we do indeed have a voicemail from our friend Steve Brown. I don't know if it's a live Steving or not because I don't know what even Steve. But here we go. Hopefully, you guys can hear this.
Hello, Wilhelm. This is Steve, and this is my top 5 things of 2022. Let's see. I don't know if I have 5. It's tough to just choose 5, you know. But definitely Top Gun Maverick was one that was just amazing. Loved that movie and loved the nostalgia it got in me. I actually went and saw it in a theater. It was one of the first movies I think I went back and saw in the theater. Last Night in Soho. Was that 2022 or was that 2020? I think it was 2022.
That was 21.
And of course, Better Call Saul. The finale of Better Call Saul was really, really great. Absolutely loved it. Can't wait to hear what you guys thought. I know that's only 3, but if I think of more, I might send it on a written feedback. All right, talk to you later.
That's awesome. Thanks, Steve, for the voicemail. Yeah, Last Night in Soho was 2021. So that would have, because I'm pretty sure that made my list last year.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So again, another Anya Taylor-Joy movie as well, just like The Menu.
She's everywhere too.
Yeah, but I love her.
Yeah, she was in Peaky Blinders, the last 2 seasons of Peaky Blinders.
Oh, was she really?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know. That's is Cillian Murphy the lead?
Killian Murphy. Yeah.
Okay.
He's Irish.
He's Irish.
You have to say it Irish.
He's Irish.
Oh my gosh, he's so
Right.
good in that movie.
Enough
He's going to
for-
be an Oppenheimer. That is the movie I'm most excited about this year. Is Oppenheimer.
That's a good one too. That has an incredible cast.
Unbelievable cast. Cillian Murphy is just like, I don't know why I'm playing Oppenheimer. This cast is stacked. And it's like, because you're really good, dude.
And the only thing that makes me question whether or not I will enjoy it is it's Christopher Nolan.
I love Christopher Nolan.
Well, you have a difference of opinion than I know Jason and I do.
I know. But I just thought I'd, say, hey, it's okay for other people to say that they like Christopher Nolan, even if Jason and Ben don't, right?
I'm not saying I don't like Christopher Nolan. I just think he's very highly overrated as a director.
His Batman trilogy is the best.
That's the only thing. Well, the first two of the trilogy.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah, okay.
I don't want to start a big debate, so I won't comment.
Exactly. Moving on, Oppenheimer does actually look really, really
good.
And it is a stacked cast for sure. I mean, it's like Rami Malek, Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr., Kenneth Branagh, Emily Blunt, Gary Oldman. Oh god,
it's so many people.
It's so many people.
Many people.
But what have you guys got going on? First off, thank you guys for coming and doing this and giving me your time. Because again, we're going on probably what's going to be a 3-hour podcast, and I apologize if that kept you guys from anything.
Well, thank you so much for letting us crash this, for letting me crash it. I know that you guys did this last year, but I didn't. So thank you for letting me crash it.
I'm so glad you're here.
No, actually, I like the idea of I'm actually doing it further on. Like, I want to bring on 2 guests from now on if I can.
And next year, there's going to be 4 people and then 5.
Yeah. And then,
the year after that.
Yeah. So by 2029.
Yeah, because you're stuck with me for next year, too.
Like 10 people.
10 people.
I'm going to talk about Oppenheimer.
It might be on the list next year. You never know. But this is an opportunity for you guys to plug whatever you guys want to plug as far as podcasts go. And of course, recommend anything you think people might want to. I mean, we just recommended a ton of shit in this entire episode.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it could be like a podcast or a book or anything like that. If you have anything you want to recommend, Jason, why don't you start us off with plugs and recommendations?
Well, this year we started our It's Showtime Folks podcast, which is the first time podcast is going to be focusing on movies. The idea is just to give our hosts the platform to talk about whatever movies they want, whether it's older movies or new movies in theaters or anything in between. We started with Miracle on 34th Street, and then we did Glass Onion, and now Kristen and Wendy are going to be talking about Avatar, and then next week me and Rima are going to do The Terminator.
Oh, nice.
I'm super excited about.
The original?
Yeah, because we're going on the James Cameron theme. But our Glass Onion one, man, it was really harsh. I wish I would have defended it a little better. So if you do listen to that, be ready for that. But anyway, I'm excited about the podcast and just the possibilities of exploring all these different kinds of movies. Aside from that, I mean, we're getting ready to cover The Last of Us on HBO. So look for The Cast of Us from Podcastica. We had a great intro episode with all 5 of our hosts. We're going to have rotating hosts, three per episode, but we had all 5 of us.
We had a lot of great feedback for that episode.
We did,
too.
yeah. So I think if you want a good introduction to The Last of Us coming on HBO, just go to podcastica.com and look for our intro episode. I think you'll enjoy it.
What's the premiere date again?
January 15th.
Oh, that's so cool.
Coming up pretty quick. 10 days.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not that you're counting.
No, not at all. I know I'm absolutely excited for it.
That's awesome.
Anything you want to recommend, Jason, or just get the plugs out there?
I mean, my mind is kind of like after all the stuff we talked about, I think there was some pretty good. In fact, there's a few things in there that I'm going to seek out now that I didn't have in mind before. So I think I'm covered.
Nice. Kristen, any plugs you want to put out there?
Well, I don't have a podcast right now, but I do. We are going to do our season 1 wrap up in late February. Rima and Rennie and I just settled on a date finally. So we're going to record at the end of February. So that should be fun to revisit season 1 of House of the Dragon a couple months later. And then, like Jason said, tonight, in actually 2 hours, I'm going to be recording on Avatar 2 for It's Showtime, folks. And I'm really excited to talk about that movie. Because like I said, it was my number 1 favorite movie of the year. So I'm excited to see that. And, you know, maybe I'll have another podcast sometime this year. I've got a couple of ideas that I might run past Jason. Oh, and I have another podcast.
Thank you.
I have one.
Waiting for
I have one. I'm so excited.
What are you doing?
It's the Revisited podcast. Yes. I'm so excited.
We get at the time we're doing this, we get started recording again next week.
Yeah. So we're going to finish out Lost, and then we're going to see which other show we're going to revisit. And so that should be a lot of fun. So I do have one recommendation just for anybody that's looking for something fun to read, because I'm a big reader. If you listen to the Lost podcast, you know that I'm always suggesting books. The Percy Jackson series. So my daughter is obsessed with the Percy Jackson books with Rick Riordan, and she's been putting them on my nightstand for about 6 months now, and just to pick it up. And in the past 2 weeks, I've read almost all 5 books. I'm in the last half of the 5th book, and it's been so fun. I can see why they're addicting.
Nico loves those. He's read them all multiple times.
I've read the first couple books as well, and they're a ton of fun. I was a fan of the movies, but I'm really excited for the Disney Plus series that's coming.
Danny hates the movies so much because they get so much wrong that she had it on in the background one day, and my husband's like, "Hey, do you want me to turn this off? Because I know you hate it." She goes, No, leave it on. I want to see what else they messed up. It's just like, oh my God.
I think the author doesn't really like him either, but he's more involved with the TV show. So hopefully,
he's really involved in the TV show. But Danny, so after this, there's the Heroes of Olympus and the Titans, and does Nico read all those other books as well?
Yeah, he really got into all of Rick Riordan's stuff.
Let's get our kids and have them do the TV show. It'll be the first kids podcast.
We could do a one-off,
That'd be
just
fun.
to have them talk about it.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. As for this show, Wilhelm, you can find and connect with me on Instagram and Facebook at Wilhelm Podcast. And of course, if you haven't already, you can visit wilhelmpodcast.com to subscribe, or just search Wilhelm on whatever app you use to listen to podcasts. Also, don't forget that there are now video versions of all episodes, if you're listening to this, on the Wilhelm YouTube page, which you can find by going to YouTube and just searching Wilhelm Podcast, and it'll come up. Or by clicking the link in the show notes of the episode, that'll take you directly there. As I mentioned at the top, all new episodes are here, including all new top 5s, and of course, even more celebrity conversations. Kristen, I have one I'm working on that you might like that I will tell you when we're done recording. And keep an eye out before the end of the month for the launch of both the Wilhelm merch store and the Patreon. But I think that might be it. Any final notes from either one of you before we close this out?
That was great. I think we did a good job. It's fun, eclectic bunch of stuff. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I appreciate you both coming on, and this was a lot of fun. I'm glad that we got such a diverse list of everything that was coming out. But as always, thank you for listening and supporting the podcast by being a part of the Wilhelm audience. But until next time, we'll see you down the road on another episode of Wilhelm. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.